catch up in a minute. First, I need... Oh, I'm talking to myself. Don't worry about me.
Why do we all talk to ourselves? It's weird.
It's like a family quirk, I think. Let's move that over. And... there we go. A little loud for me, but there we go. Should be good now, I think. I think we'll watch through the intro one more time. Just to give it some leeway for people to filter in. Is it going to load up the stage? It might. Can I go back to the intro, or do I have to not do that? Also, am I... yeah, I have it. Okay, cool. Just don't know if the demo takes precedence over the intro. In which case, I'll just exit and redo it. Looks like it does. Okay, and we will do that. And that. And that. That. And then this. Okay, got it. Cool. Just gonna move this over a smidge. There we go. I am live, yes I am. I find myself oddly excited for this one. I don't know why. I don't have any particular preference for this game, but, well, whatever. How you doing, everybody? My name is Monochromium, and this is my continued coverage of the Mega Man X series. Today we're going to be playing Mega Man X5. The fifth game, obviously, in the series. Was supposed to be the series finale, but, well, Capcom had other plans when the series was remotely successful. So, yeah, this is going to be the second to last game that I play in the series for now. We will also be playing X6, but we're going to be doing this one a little bit differently than normal, because we won't be playing it on normal. As the title of the stream says, we're playing it on Extreme mode. I'm getting fancy and masochistic here, but what else is new, right? Let me set up my shit real quick. I think that should be good. We will make use of rapid fire and maybe auto charge at some point, but we really don't need those right away. So that's that. Let us just jump right into things, shall we? Classic arcade fashion, you have to be either at the title screen and wait for it, or wait for the demo to play through before you insert a coin. Okay, gotcha, Todd. Makes sense. And also, hello, Todd. How you doing? How are the audio levels, by the way? I think I double-checked them to make sure, but I'm not sure how loud I need to speak to make sure that I'm being heard here. It's, there's no echo chamber here, you know what I mean? Okay, well, anyway. Excuse me. Just like in X4's fashion, you can pick to play as either X or Zero to start with. There is not a separate campaign this time. You can play as both hunters simultaneously. Well, not simultaneously. You can pick which hunter you want to play in each stage as, but there is a purpose to this choice, and I will explain it momentarily, but for now, for our purposes and our intents and purposes, it's pretty much which intro stage music do you want to hear, and in my case, I want to hear X's, because X's music is much better than Zero's, I find, in the intro stage, so let's pick X. Sounds good. Thanks, Omega Theory. Thanks for that. And hello, Omega Theory. How you doing? You're fine, loud enough to be heard and louder than the audio so the game isn't drowning you out. Okay, good. Good. That's the most important thing. In the year of 21XX, Mega Man X, Episode 5. What, no subtitle this time, guys? Fair enough. Yes, it's ready. Piece of cake. The colony is still alive. I can let it fall at any time. Please, let me do it now. I'm getting bored. All I have to do is go back to the Earth and scatter the virus. I thought you were on the Earth, or is this destroyed town on the colony you're talking about? Things are all right. Doing good for me as well, Omega Theory. Doing good for me as well. And glad things are going good for you. You're exactly what I expected. You're doing a good job. Nobody dares to fight against you, except those stupid Maverick hunters. I'll do anything for you. Anything. You mean anything? Let's not talk about that. Good. I'm going to Earth to execute our plan. Stay where you are and await further instruction. But I don't think you need to do it personally. Are they really a threat? Are X and Zero really so strong that you can't let someone else do it? Yes, in a manner of speaking. Zero, I'll show you what you really are and who your true enemy is. I think I'm getting the Sigma voice down pretty good. It's starting to sound more on point with every iteration here. Ah, sweet music to my ears. Oh, hey, we got a new voice in the thing here. That's interesting. This is Hunter Base. Can you hear me, X? Sigma appeared suddenly and moved toward the statue, which is under construction. We lost his trail and haven't picked up any readings since. I've lost contact with Zero, too. Where would he go? You can reach the statue by going straight in that direction. Stay alert. Several machines, even some deserted taxis, have become Mavericks in the area. Be careful. So that was Alia, our new navigator, since Iris and Double kind of betrayed us in the last game. They've stuck us with a new navigator, so that's how that goes. Don't worry about baggage, working on it. Alright, Todd, sounds good. Alright, let's get moving here and not fire in the wrong direction. That's a good way to start. Whoa. But yes, I can tell you the second advantage to the choice that you make in the beginning, and I guess you can kind of see it here. X actually gets to keep the fourth armor, or the Force armor, depending on how you pronounce it. I prefer Force armor, but that's because I like Final Fantasy VI. But yeah, X gets to keep his armor from the previous game if you choose him in this stage. I can't tell you the significance of that just yet, not until the end of the stage, so just we'll wait for that. Also, any of Alia's messages that happen during the stage, I'm going to skip through. I'm not going to voice those. Only the ones at the beginning of the stage really matter in any capacity at all, so... Yeah, just in case you're wondering why I'm skipping right through those, it's not really... They're not that important where you need to hear them, all of them anyway. Wow. I'm sure you're driving that thing, man. Oh. I'm not used to the analog controls here, so I have to be a little careful. Wow! Careful where I shoot. Oh, and yeah, something else that you can keep in mind in this game. Starting with X5, you can now duck! I don't know why it took them this long to stick that in the game, but you can rest assured they will use that for some things, so... The building that we're going to see here actually has some stuff that you'll see. Like, see how the building is sort of falling apart there? That means that if you're not careful... oh, and by the way, yeah, we can't shoot through walls anymore. Kind of sucks, but, you know. But you can use the collapsing buildings to your advantage because you'll kill the little... these guys if you do that, so... Let's see if I can... Aha! There you go. Had to be a little careful there because otherwise that guy was gonna... hit me with the building, and if he hits me with the building, well, it takes like a third of my HP, which is not good. There's also these new ropes, which are the bane of my existence, but I'll explain why that is later. It's really not that important, but you have to hold up while jumping in order to attach to these things. And that's pretty much why they're the bane of my existence, because holding up in a Mega Man X game is kind of counterintuitive, especially when you need to hold right in order to keep moving, generally. And it's not like, you know, straight up. You can't hold upright and attach to the rope. You have to hold straight up to attach to the rope, and it's just... yuck. Feel like you failed badly at X4 partly because you played X5 first in the GameCube X collection. Oh, okay, so you were more used to the controls in this one, and then you went back to X4. Is that what you're saying there? I can see how that would retroactively interfere a little bit. Anyway, the statue's right above us, but first we gotta get through this little climbing section. Not nearly as hard as some of the ones in X2. This is the beginning of the game, so nice perspective change there. Zero, you're damaged. Why didn't you teleport back to the hunter base here? Zero, are you alright? I'm okay. Just a bit of a bruised ego. Anyway, where's Sigma? He took off. Alia is looking for him now, but can't pick up any readings. He is a virus. He can't be seen or analyzed correctly like other data. You have to feel his evil energy. Oh. Sorry, I can't even say that with a straight face. That's the only way to find him. I see. Well, you should go back to the base, Zero. You can't fight him in this condition. I can feel him. Sigma is close by. I'll leave here so as not to disturb you, but I'll check the surrounding area before I go. I can feel him too. Sigma is very close to us. Be careful, X. And he turns out to be just a little closer than you think, because, well, he took over the Mega Man equivalent of the Statue of Liberty, basically. Stupid Maverick Hunters! You will all feel the true Maverick power right before you die! So yeah, that whole bit about Zero actually leaving, he's not taking his own advice, so... This fight's really easy, though, because all you have to do is stand in the corner and just shoot charge shots at him, so... I don't even have to move. I mean, I will if he ever fires the other attack at me, but sometimes you get away with it and he doesn't even fire the other attack at you, so... And we still have the plasma shot, even though the arm parts would indicate that I have the stock shot on by the blue greaves that I have there, or the blue gloves. But yeah, pretty easy. Just duck under his attacks. It's to teach you how to duck, pretty much, and just blast him. If you're Zero, it's a little tougher because you can only really hit him when he gets close to you, but yeah, it's not too bad. Zero also didn't teleport out like he said, but it's fine. Oh no! The Sigma virus has been leaking out! It must have spread all over and could cover the Earth by now. You mean the one single head that he was inhabiting spread miasma across the entire... Yeah, okay, come on, guys. All the Reploids are getting severely damaged. Sigma, he lost to us on purpose. We have to evacuate immediately. This is Hunter Base. Can you read us? Are you alright? Any damage? Are you alright? X. 0. The entire Earth has been thrown into a panic because of the Sigma virus. It's dangerous to stay there. Report back to the base. That's our new commander, by the way, Cygnus. They never explain this stuff. I think they... Well, actually, no. Maybe they explain it in the manual, but I never owned this game on the PlayStation 1, so I couldn't be sure. Darn it, Sigma. You will pay for this! Even if we fight, what good will it do? A battle won't solve the problem. Well, for once I actually agree with X about that, because a battle won't stop the miasma. We're gonna need a vacuum cleaner. Has anybody seen Luigi in the Poltergust? Anyway, the situation is far worse than expected. Sigma's explosion has spread the virus all over the Earth. It's affecting both people and Reploids. What's worse, the space colony Eurasia is heading straight towards us. At this rate, it's going to crash into the Earth in 16 hours. Well, that's an extinction level event we don't want, so I guess we gotta do something about it. Excuse me. It's in the manual. Remember when people used to read the instruction manuals and when they used to be paper? I still long for those days, Todd. I was really sad when they got rid of that stuff because it was like, oh man, now I can't read the flavor text before I play the game. Anyway, everything, including Reploids and the entire human race, will be annihilated. We have no choice. For the sake of the world, we must destroy the colony. Sorry, I can't do a good girl voice, so Aelia gets a kind of boyish voice. But the only weapon we have in the Hunter base that still works is the Enigma, and it's very old. We also have a space shuttle, but it's been affected by the virus, and the autopilot function doesn't work. So we need someone to fly it to the colony and let it collide. It's almost certain death, but we have no other choice. Great, glad our options are so severely limited. Here, how's the condition of the Enigma? Far from perfect. In order to use the Enigma, we need to build it up with some devices. The Enigma doesn't work as is. Under the influence of the Sigma virus, a lot of Maverick hunters have become Mavericks, and only a few hunters remain normal. Let's join forces with the rest of our brothers and complete the Enigma. So that's our first order of business in this game. You either have to complete the Enigma, and then if it fails, you have to complete the space shuttle. Both of those are our contingency plans for the extinction level event that's about to happen with the Eurasia colony, and if both of them fail, well, the human race is doomed. No pressure, X and 0. Anyway, so we get that mission complete screen there, and let us save our game. I didn't get to do a full test run of this game because I didn't start playing this game until pretty late yesterday, but it's okay, I should be fine. We only have 16 hours left before the collision. We have to upgrade the Enigma before then. There are 4 Mavericks that have the devices required to enhance the Enigma. Grizzly / a weapons broker. They're gonna see what they did with the translation here is that they did, I believe if I recall correctly, the translator's husband was a big fan of Guns N' Roses, so she ended up translating all of their names like Guns N' Roses names, like the band members. I'm not a fan, to be honest with you, so I will probably be using the romanized versions of the Japanese names, and if I remember them correctly, I'm pretty sure this one is called Crescent Grizzly, if you romanize the Japanese name. So he has a crystal ball. So Crescent Grizzly has the crystal ball. Duff McWhalen, also known as Tidal Whale, has hydrogen if you can secure the ocean. Squid Adler, also known as Volt Kraken, has an energy cartridge. And Izzy Glow, also known as Shining Firefly, a doctor with the laser device. There are 4 other Mavericks, but these 4 Mavericks are the only ones who have the devices to upgrade the Enigma. X0. You are the only Maverick hunters that can match these Mavericks. Split up so you can gather the devices. To check the devices that you have acquired, press the R1 button in the stage select screen, and go to the device setup screen. To power up parts, press the L1 button in the stage select screen. Prepare your equipment, and fulfill your mission. So yeah, a lot to explain here. First and foremost, I guess what I can explain. Remember how I said X gets to keep the 4th armor if you pick him at the start of the game? Well, if you chose 0 instead, he actually loses the 4th armor, because you know how I did that thing in X1 through X3 where it was like, oh, his armor got damaged in the fight with Sigma. They take that to a literal degree in X5, where if you pick 0, Sigma damages X's 4th armor, and you're left with base armor X instead of the 4th armor. And the 4th armor is really, really good in this game. It like makes extreme mode go from absolute hell to much more manageable, which is why I chose to keep it. I have played the game without the 4th armor before, but it really, like I said, it really makes the difficulty, like, the thing about it is that normal difficulty for me is too easy. Extreme mode difficulty with the lack of the 4th armor is too difficult for me, resulting in me dying over and over and over again on multiple bosses throughout the game. So the 4th armor kind of serves as the happy medium here. It allows me to play the game at a challenging difficulty without being too difficult. This parts screen you'll see more of later when we actually get some parts, and I'll explain how those work at a different point in time, but just know for now that we've kept the 4th armor. 0 actually loses something, though, if you keep the 4th armor by picking X. He loses the Z-Buster, which is not as good as it was in X3. It's a very slow-moving projectile with a lot of startup time, not really worth it in any capacity whatsoever, because as you're playing as 0, you probably want to be at range or not at range, close up anyway. X is more of your ranged specialist, so it just makes 0 more specialized than it was. And yeah, so basically X is your range character, 0 is your close-up character. The problem, though, with this is that, and I did a test playthrough previously of this on Extreme Mode, the one that I did where I picked 0 first, where I split up the energy and heart gauges that you get throughout the game, because you can actually split them between X and 0 fairly evenly if you want, and have them both have an equal chance of taking on the enemies later. The problem with this is that the final bosses are absolute hell if you do that. So, the other thing we're going to be doing is we're mostly going to be doubling down on X in this playthrough. He's going to be the character that takes on the vast majority of the content here. I will pick 0 for a few stages, including the next stage we go to, but yeah, this is mostly going to be an X playthrough. And that means I might end up focusing more on 0 and X6. I'm not really 100% sure on that, so we'll see. You're 50-50 on the names. You like some and you hate some. Think it's a nice touch for people playing the NA version. Yeah, it's not a bad thing. I'm not going to try to go out my way and try to say it is a bad thing. It's just, I don't know. I'm just not a big fan. I like the Romanized names better because it fits more with the names that came before it. You know. Cool saying. You fucking weave in the background. Anyway, so yeah, this is the weapon screen. You can get parts for the Enigma and also parts for the shuttle here, so there's 4 parts for each. Just go with the fact there's 8 Mavericks. You can get the status of the Enigma by going here. So currently, if we were to fire it off, the accuracy is 32%. That is not a true way of saying your accuracy there, because it's like Fire Emblem's hit rate. There's like an invisible actual hit rate that's affected by the parts that you have. If I remember correctly, they haven't tested 100% what the accuracies are, but it's next to impossible to fire the Enigma cannon immediately without parts and have it actually work. It does have a small chance of happening, it's just you're practically never going to see that. But you can choose to shoot it whenever you want by clicking Enigma Shot here. I will not be doing that until we get all the parts, though. Now, what the game wants you to do is take on these 4 Mavericks first. Now, you won't have weakness order if you do this, because some of them aren't weak to others. So, I mean, for some of them you will, because I believe Tidal Whale is weak to Crescent Grizzly's attack, so you get some weakness order, but it's not a great weakness order. And then if the Enigma fails, you have to take on these 4 to get the Space Shuttle parts. You know me, though, I will be going in my own order, and we will still have plenty of time with which to do it. So, yeah, don't even worry about it. Never seen the Enigma work. Heard it's less than 1% with no parts. Gotcha. That would make sense. I don't, like I said, I don't know the accuracy offhand. I have only seen the Enigma work once, and that was on the playthrough that I did where I picked 0 to start with. Speaking of which, the first place we're actually going to go is one of the stages that we were asked to go to get the parts for the Enigma. We will not be getting that part first, though, because we're going to go to Volkraken stage, and we're going to pick 0 for this one. Because he was injured, so he needs to get himself on a test track in order to get himself back out there in the field. So let's let him test himself on the first Maverick that we will probably not see on this attempt, Volkraken. Hey, Dream, thanks for the auto host. Appreciate that. Why this one first? You'll see, Todd. You'll see. No, I wasn't, game. No, I wasn't. Yeah, something they don't tell you in this is that you can move while the ready screen is up there, so... Now, you'll see those blue balls that are all over the screen there. I need to grab all of those in order for this to work properly. So here's what I need to do. We need to do this. I need to grab the first one, then I need to go like this and go to the pause menu. You have to do this very quickly because the stage moves so fast that it's really easy to die here. Now, that's important, actually, because the thing about this game that I can explain for you is that the less time you have left, the better off you are. And that sounds completely counterintuitive because it's an extinction level event, but just trust me on that one. I'll explain why that is in just a little while. What we want to do, though, in order to make this section immensely easier, here's my pro tip for the day: turn on rapid fire, because it allows you to steer and not have to mash the square button at the same time. Now you just hold down and there's the rapid fire, so it's a lot easier. If I miss one, I gotta die now. Okay, but yes, it's very easy to get a game over in this section of the game. I'm going to give it a total of 3 attempts. Now, that was the entire first attempt, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to click continue, I'm going to click stage selection. This will reduce my hours by 1. This is important. Remember this for later. You need basically a spreadsheet in order to properly do Mega Man X5 here, and I know that that's stupid. Compared to, it's a Mega Man X game. You should just play it like, you know, however you want. But if you want to play an extreme difficulty, gotta make some sacrifices, and this is one of them. So, and you'll notice that X and Zero have those ranks down there, B and SA there. Don't worry too much about those. They are important for something, but only really at the beginning of the game, and I'm going to show you how to completely mitigate those to the point where you really don't need them, and you should still be able to get parts out of it. So we'll explain how that works as we go. Always mash it out, didn't even know it had rapid fire. Yeah, it was a discovery that I made not long ago, and it made that section a lot easier to get all the stuff in, so... Now, I will tell you this, as you can see, 15 hours to collision, next stage I pick, it'll turn to 14. I'm going to turn rapid fire off when I get into the stage as well, because we don't need it for right now until we go back in here. But, yeah, so the hours that you have to collision are important for the parts that you're going to be getting, and I'll explain that once we get through the stage. Hopefully, once we get through the stage and get to the boss will be at level 3. I need them to be at level 3 in order to get the parts that I want, so... And I hate to be that guy where I do everything in kind of the same order that other people do. You know me, I have my own orders that I do things in. I guess we kind of did Volt Kraken first, but we are going to actually take on Crescent Grizzly as the first Maverick we're going to defeat. So, I just needed to go into Volt Kraken stage first with... It doesn't matter who you go in there with, because it doesn't affect your ranking. But we're going to go into this one with the 4th armor on, because it's just that good. Yeah, a lot of people do Crescent Grizzly first, and I guess I'm no exception in this case, but it should be fine. The last Maverick we're going to fight is also going to be pretty much the same as everybody else, but let's go take on Crescent Grizzly. Game also has auto charge, Todd, so you can let it charge up the buster for you, so you don't have to even do that if you want. Destroy the Maverick trucks, then you'll be able to reach the security warehouse. So that's it. That's all you need to know about this one. Just gotta blow the trucks up and then we'll be at the warehouse. Or just ride the trucks all the way to the warehouse. Let's take rapid fire off since we don't need it anymore. Do Izzy Glow first. Guess you're a true hipster. Bless me. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know, it's just that it's a lot easier for my taste, or for my sake, in order to do these ones first and last. The other order will not be the same, though, as everybody else. We will not be doing things, the 4 on the left and the 4 on the right, like most people do. We'll be doing them in my own set order, so... It's just the first and the last Mavericks will match up with what everybody else does, pretty much, so... Or what most people on the internet that I've seen do. All 2 or 3 playthroughs I've seen. Yeah, that blue core will cause the truck to blow up, but we don't want the truck to blow up while we're on it because, well, that bad things will happen if we let that happen. So let's do this, and you got 5 seconds to get out of there, so let's get out of there. I'm going to just take a few hits. The thing with the 4th armor is that it's really tanky. You get automatic shock buffer on the 4th armor, so that really makes it a lot easier to deal with the enemies and stuff. I still do need to be a little careful, though, that I'm not taking too many hits here because, well, obviously. I say as I eat another shot from the trucks. The thing about Extreme mode that makes it different from the other games in the series is that it's the enemies that you fight on Extreme mode do not drop health pellets. So that makes it really a little bit tricky to deal with everything, but we should be able to handle it, I think. Because there is a health pickup right here, and that should make it a little easier. That being said, I may just die right now because, well, of this guy. You can dash while on this thing, though, so that makes it a little easier. I'm just gonna go. I don't need to deal with this shit. And okay, go. Duck under, let him shoot, and go. Now this truck is already blowing up, so you have 9 seconds to escape from this set of trucks, or else you, well, blow up with it, and we don't want that, so... Let's just see if we can get out of here without touching any of the drill bits that are... why do we even need drill bits on the inside of a truck anyway? Does that make any sense? There's an E-tank for you, so that'll help, because that'll let us fill that up really quickly in the early game. Oops. Yeah, I'll just let you do that, that's fine. Wow, came back. Is that another truck? Oh my god! I like that set piece, it's nice. This was 2000, man. You had to take victories where you could find them. But yeah, apparently the secret warehouse is in a cave. I guess it makes sense, because then Crescent Grizzly can double down on it if he needs to hibernate. But if you go up here, you get your first Dr. Light capsule. X, we're having serious trouble again. It's like a nightmare for Reploids, with the virus everywhere. It's too dangerous to equip the parts for enhancement as soon as you pick one. Why exactly, Doctor? Are you afraid your programming is being affected by the virus, so you can't just give them to me? Therefore, I'll give you a data program for parts. Analyze and upload the data to your main memory in a secure area. Then complete the armor. For security reasons, the program is divided into 4 segments. Once you gather and upload all 4 parts, the armor will be complete. Nothing happens unless you have all 4. Her name was Alia, isn't it? Is the capsule becoming self-aware? She can analyze the data and let you upload it. Anyway, here is the program for legs. With the leg part equipped, you can fly through the air, and you are also invincible while flying. Collide against the enemy to destroy them. Gather all the 4 programs, and complete the armor. Now, actually, he's kind of right about that. You can't equip any of these armor parts unless you collect all 4 of them, which is automatically a problem in my book, and it's why I usually use the 4th armor for most of the game, instead of the actual armors here. We will use this armor, but the thing about X5 that's a little different, to kind of give it a plus, I suppose, by comparison to the other stuff, is that there's 2 separate kinds of armor in this game. There's the armor we just collected was the leg parts for the Falcon armor, and then there's also the Gaia armor. We'll be using both. Excuse me. And we'll go from there. Yes, that's a good point, Todd, actually, because if you're Zero, Dr. Light actually has special dialogue for Zero in that particular capsule there. And if you go to a capsule with Zero, you can still collect the parts. He just tells you, hey, give this to X, would you? So, yeah, so there's special dialogue if you're Zero. But like I said, because of the fact that we're playing on Extreme mode, I kind of want to double down on X in this case, so... Let's do this. I probably won't win this first time, but I think we'll be okay. I mean, Crescent Grizzly's pretty easy. So, I have a hard time dodging one of his attacks later in the fight, but we'll see. So, you were the famous Maverick Hunter. I never expected to see you. What an honor. We have no time to fight you. Just give me the crystal ball. Are you sure? It looks like you're almost dead. I could just, finish the job for you. The virus is already taking control of me. Soon, I'll become one of the Mavericks. We are destined to fight anyway. Fight me while I'm still conscious. I don't want to waste you when the virus is taking control. I understand your situation, but we don't have time. Please understand. We're dealing with the fate of the entire Earth. We can't waste time fighting you. Everything is meant to be. No one can escape their destiny. I'm sure you know that too. Besides, this is part of your mission, isn't it? Now, fight me, Maverick Hunter. Okay, he is level 3, which is exactly where I need him to be for my own purposes. You want the first Maverick you fight to be level 3, and I'll tell you why once we get out of the stage here. Oh god. I didn't dodge that right. I didn't shoot that right. Uh-oh. Hi there. Have you ever heard of personal space? Wow! Now he will, once he drills in the ground like that, he will wait a second and then he'll bust out of one of the 5 sections here. Either the wall or the ground, depending on where he comes up from. So like right there, he'll bust up from the ground, he'll come in through the walls. Eventually he will return. He can also come down from the ceiling too. He will return to normal once he gets a little lower on health, I think. And then he'll start using his desperation moves, quote-unquote. And he will try to fall on your head when he does it, so this is the one I have a hard time dodging. And that's why, because it takes up a large chunk of the screen. And if you don't have anywhere to jump when you do it, well, that happens. It's okay, though. We'll get him this time. Let me take a drink real quick. While I'm waiting for him to come down and pose for me. There you go. Yeah, he's not too hard of a first boss, so that's probably why a lot of people pick him, because he's pretty slow moving. His attacks don't deal that much damage, so yeah, he's usually pretty simple to start with. He takes like between 3 and 5 seconds to move when he does this stuff, so you got to kind of wait for it and then jump. And yeah, whether or not he actually hits you is up for debate. I think he comes out of the wall 2 or 3 times before he does that drill thing, and the drill thing is like his... It's the signal that you're almost at the point of his HP where you can go from there. Just gonna get out of there before he does anything crazy. Yeah, it's okay. Took a little damage. Now, the amount of damage that you take is actually important for your rank, but like I said, I'm trying to avoid having the rank play into anything in this game, and that's why I was actually wasting hours at the beginning there, as I'll explain in a moment. But first... mission accomplished! Let's get out of here. Bet all you see when someone holds their arm out like that is a dual disc pose. No, I don't think so, Todd. I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Has kind of ingrained that into our brains, so... Let's see, did my rank change? My rank did change. Okay, so now if you do things correctly during the stage, there's a set number of things you can do, like damage taken, Mavericks defeated, and certain other things, the amount of time it takes you to clear the stage. There's like 5 factors that go into it, but if you do it with enough, and you get enough points at it, you can get up to 8 points in each of the 5 categories, your rank will upgrade. In my case, it went from B to A. Don't worry too much about the rank, though, because it really doesn't affect that much. At least the way that I'm going to be playing the game, it won't affect that much, so... It does affect things in the beginning of the game, which is why a lot of people use 0 in the beginning, because his rank is already boosted. But yeah, we won't worry about that for now. You got DNA data from the boss you've just defeated. From this DNA data, the special weapon has become yours. Equip the weapons using the L1 and R1 button. Every enemy has a weak point. Find the most effective weapon for each enemy. Plus, if you defeat a high-level boss, you may be able to create not only a weapon, but other items as well. In that case, please select which item you wish to create. So this is the part where she lets you... Let's see, is she going to let me do it here? I don't remember exactly. But yeah, I think I wanted him to be level 3 because it will... Or no, maybe it doesn't let me do it on the first Maverick. Maybe I should have wasted more time in Vault Krakens. Oh well, we'll do it live anyway. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Remember putting a lot of hours of your life from Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, I didn't play it that much as a kid, but I did collect the cards for a good chunk of time, so... But yeah, so we got the Crystal Ball from Grizzly Slash, so that's good. It'll help out with the Enigma. Okay, so we didn't get the chance to do it yet. What I was trying to do with that is that... Well, let me get on the stage select screen so that the music isn't so loud that it's overpowering me. What I was trying to do there is that if the boss is at level 3... Usually what happens, I think it has to be above level 3 actually, if I remember right. They let you select between life or energy upgrades. So you could either pick 2 extra points of health, or I think it's like 4 or 5 extra energy, something like that for your weapons. I did not get the chance to do that, probably because, like I said, I didn't do that exactly correctly. But I think if they're above level 3, you get that choice. If they're not, if they're at or below, you probably don't get that choice, because I didn't get it there. So... That's okay, though. We won't need the life that badly. It's 2 extra life that I don't think is going to make that much of a difference later on in our game. But I did still want to waste the time because that actually helps with us getting life energy and life parts and energy parts later. Now, that's not to say there aren't still hearts to collect in this game. It's just that they're slightly less prevalent as they were before. Incoming message from sources unknown. Who's this? I've never seen him. Nice to meet you, Maverick Hunters. I have no hard feelings towards you, but this is my mission. Before long, I will attack the Hunter base. Oh, are Mr. X and Mr. Zero there? Please play with me. I'm really bored. Don't worry, we'll fight like true sportsmen. Oh, I almost forgot to introduce myself. I am Dynamo. See you soon. How dare he? At a time like this? Should we even attempt to fight against one so arrogant? We're not going to have a choice, Cygnus. Sorry to say it. Put in hours every so often. Still have 1 deck of Blue Eyes Beatdown. Nice. That's usually pretty effective. I don't think that there's, from what I understand, I don't think they've ever really nerfed that. Or maybe they've just made other cards overpowered. I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh! In years, though, so I can't really say.
How do you not know this stuff? I've played competitive for like 3 years.
Yeah, but that was your thing. Yeah, but that was your thing, not mine. A few structure defs left over. You like the card art more than the game at this point? Well, I mean, that's fair enough. Okay, let's take Zero back to the test track with Volt Kraken again. This is, again, to waste time to make sure that I get enough parts for the next Maverick we fight. Because the thing about the parts, it's directly tied to your rank as a hunter, and also to the number of hours that you have left. Now, on normal mode, you need to waste even more time than I'm wasting here. You need to be at about 10 hours to collision in order to even get parts out of this. In my case, it's going to be at 12 hours because of Xtreme mode. And then I'll be able to actually get parts. But let's take Zero to test track again. I'm going to have to turn Rapid Fire on really quickly, but we'll do that in a minute. Aesthetic appeal, lore, world building, actual character development, these are things you look for in games nowadays. That's fair enough, Todd. It makes sense. And it's worth looking into because usually those games are also pretty fun to play, so. Or, you know, the games too, that you're, depending on if you're talking about the card games or actual video games. So, alright, let's do this, and, yeah, Zero also got the Crescent Sword for beating Crescent Grizzly there. X got the Crescent Shot, which we'll be using in the next stage we go to, and Zero got the Crescent Sword, which actually gives him quite a bit of good stuff too. It allows him to double jump. He can air dash in the air. Well, yeah, he can air dash automatically in this game, but the Crescent Sword allows him to double jump, and it gives him an extension on his Z-Saber, so it makes him really, really solid. Well, okay, that wasn't good. Anyway, let's try this one more time. See if I can get it. This track is tricky, and I can't really commentate on it that well without fucking it up, so I'm going to try to do this as best I can. Gotta do that. Get that. Gotta go like that. And then dash here. Okay, I got it. Cool. So that was all 8. It's hard to commentate on how to do that, but basically, do exactly what I just did. You don't have to air dash that much in order to get it, but yeah, it's tricky. It's very tricky because of how quickly the stage moves. But Rapid Fire, like I said, makes that a lot easier because you just hold down the square button and then you can jump as much as you want. So, Rabby Ribby, what the fuck is that game? Why did you fall in love with it? Anyway, hello, are you all right? You couldn't walk here because the terrain is too badly damaged. Even the ride chaser nearly didn't make it. Yeah, I noticed, Alia. By the way, did you notice there are energy items along the way? Those energy items are the door in front, and the door in front of you seem to be corresponding. If you have the items, shoot them at the door. Then the door may be opened. So yeah, if you get all 8, Zero somehow manages to have the Z-Buster back. No. But that's what the Z-Buster would look like if you were shooting it. There's obviously a different projectile involved with it, but yeah. We got all 8 of those little projectiles, so now we can open the door. I don't know why the hover bike didn't do it, but whatever, when it blew up. You did it! The door has been broken! The seal has been broken! I wonder what's inside. Proceed with care. Yeah, thanks, Alia. Yeah, so Zero with the Crescent Sword, there you go, he gets an extension on his sword, it deals lots of damage, it lets him double jump, it's all fun. But inside here is another piece of the Falcon armor. This is the program for the head part of the Falcon armor. Analyze and upload the data to X's main memory in a secure area. So yeah, there you go. He actually says, instead of just saying you should upload it because Zero can't use the parts, he says X should do it. So once X uploads all 4 of the programs, the Falcon armor will be complete. With the head part equipped, X can use the special weapons using less energy. Now take advantage of your enhanced special weapons and triumph, and give my best to X. It's a nice touch, though, that they put that in where Zero can still collect this stuff for X, and Dr. Light actually says something about it. Like, I can appreciate that level of detail. Now, down here, the guy that says help there, he is one of the lab workers, and he is being taken by the robots there. He can't die, but if you rescue him by running over him, he will give you an extra life and a bit of a life refill. I don't want to do that with Zero, because I'm actually trying to die right now, so I guess we could try to go through here as best we can. But yeah, you don't want to collect those guys if you're trying to die, because they give you an extra life, and I want to get back to stage selection. And I can't escape from this stage because I haven't beaten it yet. But I guess we can try to get through here as best we can, so. Anyway, that big thing there is like a key for the door over there. So we gotta hit it in. If you take too long to hit it in, it will come back out of the door. And if it comes back out of the door when it's all the way in and the door's open, well, the door will shut again, and you don't want to be on the inside of the door when that happens. So, yeah. So let's do the best we can with this. We'll just try and get as far as we can. If we get to Volt Kraken, then cool. I'm not expecting that to actually happen, but okay, I guess we'll get here. Never mind. Whoops. I guess talk shit, get hit happens at sometimes, doesn't it? Alright, so that's the second attempt at getting the Falcon helmet there, which we already got. So now the third attempt, X can come in here and clean house instead of, you know, having to wade through the stuff there. The hover bike section of Doom, I think is what I have, or hover bike course of Doom, I think is how I have it in my notes, so. But yeah, now we should be good to go to get life and energy parts from the Mavericks we fight. And in a little while, we'll be able to get something else from them as well. It's not just life and energy you can get, as you'll see in a little while. But first, we need to go to our next Maverick, which I think is Shining Firefly. I don't have my notes right here. Let me open them up just to make sure. Yes, the next Maverick we're going to fight is the one that Todd normally fights first, which is Shining Firefly. So, Ride Chaser sections suck, don't at you. Yeah, I know, man. I don't like them much either, so I'm there with you. The one in X4 was okay, it's just this one kind of strains it for everybody. Speaking of strain, let's go strain our eyes to fight Shining Firefly. He's actually pretty good first Maverick to fight, too. I'm not a fan of the other two as first Mavericks, Volt Kraken and Tidal Whale, for reasons that I'll get into when we get to them a little later. I do like the music here, though. I like the rock music here, so. We can learn lots about Dr. Firefly just from looking at his laboratory. He's the world-leading authority on laser technology. Therefore, the laser he created will be great use to the Enigma. I hope he will willingly give one to us, but I heard he's a very stubborn person, so this might not be easy. Story of my life, Alia. But yeah, I like this section. It's got good music, and it's really, I don't know, it's different from the sort of stuff that you see in most the stages here. Like, most of them are based on environments. This one's based on a building, and it's got kind of a bit of a throwback that you'll see in a little while to something we did in a previous game. Now, we got the Crescent shot when we were in Crescent Grizzly stage there, so I might actually use it a little bit in this stage because it is pretty good. Basically, you shoot it, and it shoots out these little boomerang-looking things. It shoots in 3 directions, which makes it kind of nice when you're trying to shoot at things that aren't, like, you know, straight on from you. So, another pro tip with these guys, their shields make it hard to shoot them. Get right next to them and shoot, and you can blow them up. The plasma shot makes it a little harder to do that, but, yeah, if you get right next to them and just pellet them, you can shoot them a lot easier, so. I don't know how that one worked, but I'll take it. Wow. Stay away from me, man. Ah, you dick. That Met tool was synergizing well there. Now, this wooden block above us cannot be damaged unless we have some fire. And we don't have fire yet, so we'll come back and get that up there. But there's the EX tank along with one of the scientists up there. He's a scientist from this lab, maybe, who needs help, because Dr. Firefly's a Maverick now. I forget exactly, but yeah, he does need our help. We just can't get him yet because I don't have a fire move. We'll get one. We'll get one in time. But yeah, the 4th armor has everything that it still had in the previous game except for the Nova Strike. It does not have the Nova Strike anymore. And it also doesn't allow you to use special weapons as much as you want. In the previous game, you could use as much as you want. They took those 2 out because they were pretty busted. But it's still, like I said, it's got the damage mitigation because it's basically got, you know, it's got the body part, so the body part still works for damage mitigation. It's got the plasma shot, even though the stock shot is on. It's all around really, really powerful. And it makes this a lot easier to manage on extreme mode, so yeah, I'm a masochist, but not that badly, so. Oh, okay then. Come on, move, move, move! I gotta move! Okay. He's still coming. So you can't destroy these Sigma head things. They will keep coming until the cows come home or until you get away from them. It's fine if he hits me. It does affect my rank a little bit, but, well, that comes into play if you get hit by 4 or more of them is when it really starts to make a difference. We didn't get hit by 4 or more, though, so we should be okay for now. Let me through. Let me through. Okay, Alia, can we talk about this later? You're breaking my iframes. Jesus. Well, that was a bit of a. Oh God. Get me out of there. It was a bit of a bust, but can you go a little faster? There we go. Let's get out of here. These crazy spikes are going to be the death of me, man. Those don't kill you in one hit, by the way. They just take like 1/3 of your health. Remember this staircase? Apparently, Split Mushroom has the same interior decorator as the Doctor here. Yeah, that's how you get around the Sigma heads here. Is you just you do a dash jump around them, basically. These guys, though, you can just let them go over your head, just like they did in Split Mushrooms. The little lights here are for some enemies that you have to deal with. They shoot off at you like that. But here's the mini-boss. Oh, God. They will shoot these laser beams at you. The black head is the one that you want to kill. So, yeah, do that. And try to stay away from the other ones. You can stand on the heads, but as soon as they start spinning again, they deal damage to you, so you don't want that. And before long, they should deal with this. We should be able to deal with it okay. Oh, whoa. There we go. Phew! Yeah, I like this section. It's really nice. I don't know what it is, really. It's just... Even though it has the ropes are in a stationary place, and you don't have to move around while the enemies are shooting at you with it. So it's a nice... This is a good implementation of the ropes. Everything is stationary. I know exactly where they are. I can use them to my advantage. I can use the terrain to my advantage. When you have to actually platform with the ropes while there's enemies around, it's like, well... That's where the problem starts. Yeah, I like that section. It's nice. Section coming up, a little less nice, but since we have the crescent shot, we should be okay. Let's get that back out. And by the way, yeah, you get all your special weapon energy back in between loading screens there, so that's kind of nice too. Gotta watch that guy because he'll actually trick you. He bounces off the ceiling and then he'll bounce back into you, so... Now, these red things up here will attack with a plasma bullet, but if you have the crescent shot, you can destroy them, so that's actually good. If you have any special weapon, you can destroy the plasma, but the crescent shot actually destroys the machine itself, which is more ideal for my purposes because I don't want to deal with the machine. And you'll get weapon energy occasionally, which will help you here. Now, up here is actually something important. I just need to get up here, which is sometimes a pain in the ass. There we go. So if you blast this thing open, you need to have the crescent shot to do it. You can find another armor piece for the Falcon armor. This is the program for the arm part of the Falcon armor. Analyze and upload the data to your main memory in a secure area. Blah, blah, blah. 4 programs. You can make the Falcon armor complete. With the arm part, you can maximize an attack with your original shot, but you can't charge the special weapons, as this armor specializes in mobility. If you want to enhance your attack power, use other armor. And that's why most people, I feel like, don't use those armors for much except for collection in this game, because the 4th armor actually lets you charge special weapons like this. So it's like, what's the point of the other armors other than collection? I don't get it. I don't think that... Okay, that did not destroy the Sigma virus. That's fine. But yeah, the Crescent Shot actually has a really solid... It's got a nice little shield, so it's actually really nice when you charge it up like this. It lets you kind of almost like rolling shield your way through things, which is pretty nice. Now, if you get hit by 3 of those things, you'll actually see Caution, and then it'll say Danger. What that does for X is it actually reduces his maximum HP over time. It's sort of like a poison effect, basically. So you don't want that if you can afford to avoid it. For Zero, it does something a little bit different, and I'll explain it later. But yeah, you want to go up this section, and with that Sigma head there, that's going to make things a little more challenging. But I think we got past it, so it's fine. Wow. There we go. Not too bad. I don't mind taking a couple of hits there. It is pretty bad if you come through there with just the regular Armor X, because you can take like 2/3 of your HP bar in damage just from tanking the plasma there, so not real fun. Now, you remember the tactics I used for the Sigma head in the beginning of the game? Get used to seeing that again, because it's about to happen again. I mean, I'll be moving in this fight a little bit, but not that much. That's a nice particle effect. I like that. Again, this is 2000. You got to take what you can get in these games, so for this sort of stuff. What a graceful entrance! This laboratory is so badly infected by the virus, there's no other way for me to enter. You could have taken the shuttle, you know. It's right at the entrance. All you have to do is move left. Huh, you hunters always do that. My work is not for maverick hunters. I've never trusted your approach. Therefore, I won't cooperate with you. Doctor, I don't have time to argue with you. Please understand. My body has already been infected too. I realize I may have been wrong, but it's too late to change now. I've made up my mind. Now let me rest in peace! Oh boy. Well, anyway, so Izzy Glow, or Shining Firefly, will teleport all over the room and teleport out of existence. Once he does it 5 times, I think, he will stop and he'll shoot one of these Firefly projectiles at you. Now, you really only need to move when he comes low to the ground like that, but if you stand still in the left corner, he will not... what's it called? He will not directly hit you if he's on the other side of the room. It's only when he teleports right in front of you that you want to move. So, now the first section is pretty much this over and over again, but then in the second section he'll start adding lasers to the mix. So then you got to duck a little bit and, you know, do that sort of stuff. Eventually he'll start adding lasers that move across the room there, and he'll also get faster as he goes. But yeah, we're still fine. We're still fine. Wow, it's getting a little crazy. I shouldn't be on this side. I should be over here. Oh, this is new. I don't think I've ever seen this before. Wow, lag. Wow, God. Alright, there we go. Get out of here. He'll shoot a horizontal laser that tracks along the ground, too, there. But if you're standing directly underneath him and you dash to the left or right, depending on where he starts in the room, you can actually avoid that laser, so. But he didn't end up doing it. He used that weird projectile thing instead, so that's fine. We got him all the same. Yeah! Hey, Dream, thanks for the auto-host. Appreciate that. Doesn't boss level also affect their movesets? You know, it might, Todd, because that might be why I've never seen that, because usually I don't think he's level 6 when I come in here, so that may have an effect on it. You'd think I would have seen it in the boss rush later, but, well, I usually beat them pretty quickly in the boss rush, so. And you have the special weapons at that point, so it's sort of just, yeah. Okay, now we get the choice of weapons in life or weapons energy. So what it does, when it says weapons, in each case you will get the special weapon from the boss that you defeat. It's not like you're picking a special weapon for X or 0 or something. But if you pick life, you get 2 extra points of health for the character that beat the stage. If you pick energy, you get extra energy for the special weapons for the character that beat the stage. I want to pick life in all but one case, and I will tell you what that case is in a little while. When do we do that one? A couple of stages, actually, we'll be taking energy instead of life, but most of the time you want to pick life. If you're playing as 0, like if you're doubling down on 0's stuff, you might actually want to take energy a little more often, because usually his upgrades are affected by the energy stuff. A lot of the life upgrades are better for X, which is probably why X is the normal mode of the game, like he was in X4, so. Yeah, we get the Firefly laser and the I don't know what the C stands for, but it's a flasher of some kind for Zero. It's his Giga attack, basically. I think. Or is that somebody else? No, I think it's his Giga attack. We got the Falcon parts, we got the laser device, so... It looked like a quiet laboratory, but the inside was in complete ruins. Not really. Sigma viruses cause total disorder everywhere. In order to fix the situation, we need to make good use of Dr. Firefly's laser device. We finished taking the laser device back to the base. Thank you for your help. We'll meet you at the Hunter base. So yeah, we've got a few parts now for the Enigma. Can you turn that off? It's right in my eye.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. But now I'm going to diverge from the path. We will not be fighting any more of the bosses on the left side of the thing until, well, a little while later. So, Emergency. Dynamo is attacking the Hunter base. Fight back immediately. Okay, well, X is still out on a mission, so let's give Zero this one. And yes, it does waste an hour of your time, but even with Dynamo's interruptions, you still have plenty of time to get everything that you need. As long as you don't do too much item collection in between fighting the Mavericks, you should have plenty of time to get everything done. Okay, base health 0 versus Dynamo. Let's see how this goes. You've always seen that move, didn't know he has a chance to not do it. Well, maybe I just kill him too quickly normally. I don't know. Usually he uses the two forms of the laser first instead of using that one, but it's alright. It's actually probably good practice to have that move be used because the final boss uses something similar. A little easier to dodge there, but that's because you have more health if you do tank hits, so... But yes, you fight Dynamo directly at the Hunter base, which is why, again, Zero, having been injured, makes sense for him to fight this guy. Nice to meet you. You are Zero, aren't you? The famous and persistent hunter. What's it to you? Well, to stretch a point, I want to disturb what you're doing. Oh, don't worry. I just want to disturb you. I don't intend to kill you. But you wish to fight to the death, don't you? You think you're so cool, you don't care what I say. In that case, have it your way. I'll fight you until you die. Yeah, Dynamo's boss theme is really good, like Todd says there. First time you're fighting him, he's not too bad. He'll use that projectile. He has a sword thing that he'll shoot out. There it is. And he'll also use that to block your attacks from the front. But, yeah, he's pretty simple. I think he's actually weak to the Crescent Sword. I'm not 100% sure about that, but it seems to do significant damage to him, so it's usually pretty easy to take care of him like this. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten his weakness right before fighting him. Oops. Oh well. He's not too bad the first time, though. Just as I thought, you are strong. You never let up. I'll retreat with this result, but I advise you to relax a little, or you'll die from all the stress. Well then, adios, amigo! I like Zero's victory theme better than X's, I'll be honest with you. I wish I could use Zero more in this game to have his victory theme, because it's just, I don't know, it feels more appropriate to victory, you know? Ooh, I got an upgrade to Zero's rank too, nice. He's GA now, which is pretty good. That life up that we got, by the way, is not for Zero, that was for X. It takes one stage for you to actually get the life up, so, yeah. Most of the damage is sick. Yeah, it did some pretty good damage to him there, that's for sure. Forgot you could chunk him that. Well, again, I think the Crescent Sword helped out with that, because that's basically like getting the Tenkuha, which I got as Zero's last stage in X4. It's basically the enhanced Z-Saber of this game, and it just makes it way easy to beat him up. Also makes Tidal Whale easy because the Crescent weapons are his weakness, which is why I can't use Zero for his stage, because then I already have his weakness and I can't fight him normally. So, you know. So do we have any parts that we can stick on X right now? You can also see the armor parts that you have there. We've got everything except for the body for the Falcon armor. And we don't have anything for the Gaia armor yet, but we'll go from there, so. Oh, background music. Okay, I didn't realize that was what you meant. Okay, yeah, most of the background music in this game is really good. Yeah, that's for sure, so. I'm crazy like you are. Last run you kind of went for the plant as your first boss. A lot of people I find go for the plant as their last boss, and actually I'm going to be doing the same thing, but he's not too bad as a first fight, honestly. He's probably, these two here are probably the easiest ones to fight as your first Mavericks. This one's not too bad either as your first Maverick if you decide to fight them. It's just the stage that's absolute hell, literally, because it's a lava stage. If you decide to do his stage first. I was considering doing it first so that we could have ground fire for that block of wood that we couldn't break in Izzy Glow's stage, but yeah. I wouldn't do this one first. You can get pretty much everything in this stage first, but the boss is a little bit difficult, I find. So anyway, we're moving to the right side of the map this time, because even though the Enigma is not complete, we need to get the 2 parts from these stages first. I do what I want. So today well, not today, but this time, this hour, we're going to go to this stage. Because this one's, it's fairly easy from what I find. I mean, the stage is a little difficult for X, but I think we'll be okay. It's a lot easier with 0 because you have a double jump, but yeah, the boss is pretty simple. Speaking of which, here's the boss we have to fight. Dark Necrobat. Cares about the boss, the stages, the actual threat in Mega Man games. You memorize a boss, can't memorize a stage. Yeah, that's a good point, especially since they give you a checkpoint right before the boss in these games. It's like, well, I can memorize that. The stage is what kills you. So, I like the stage design for this stage in particular, speaking of which, and we'll talk about that in a minute. At first sight, it may seem to be a plain planetarium, but in truth, it is also a space laboratory. But the facility is very different from what it used to be. You can't find the device for the Enigma here. As long as you understand that, do as you please. Well, I kind of figured that, Alia. Whoa, slow down. I didn't realize it was going to be like this. Jesus Christ, I'm at like 15 frames a second. No, that's actually part of the stage, which is a nice touch, I find. But basically, when that black hole is going in the background, the stage will move at slow motion. When it's not in the background, you'll see these constellations, and when the constellations are out, well, you'll see what they do in a moment once I find some actually on the thing. So like here's the constellations, and if we go like, oh god, go like that, the bats will pop up from the constellations, they'll drop spikes, they'll do a whole ton of other things. It's generally a bad time, so don't be underneath them when they do that, because yeah, that happens, and it's just if I hit those spikes, I die. It's a one-hit kill from the top. From the bottom it's not, but from the top, yeah, you don't want to get hit by those. Just take my word for it. I wanted to get that health pellet, though, before I left. And now they make it even more challenging for you, because not only is there going to be constellations and bats dropping spikes everywhere, you also have limited movement, because you have this platform as your only form of defense here. Oh, hello there. Wow. What's your point in that thing, man? Never shared an elevator with somebody before? What the hell? Wow! Yeah, there's the bats. But they will show up here, they'll start dropping spikes all over the platforms, and now the platform is moving in whatever the hell direction it feels like, so it gets a little tricky here, I won't lie. I'd like to stand on the right side of this platform, though, because the bat that spawns above me will not directly drop a bomb if I stand right here. They'll just hit me with it, which is actually fine. I don't mind that. I'll take a couple of hits, it's not really that big of a deal. Oh god, I gotta get over here! Before all the bats spawn. Alright, we're fine. And duck right here, and you'll get underneath these spikes. Now, I gotta make this next jump, and it's a little tricky. So let me see if I can make it. And go! Okay, I got it. So there's the second E-tank for you. It's a little tough to make that without having 0 with his double jump, but I can make it with X, so it's fine. Okay, now for the second part. Little less difficult, I find, because there's, well, less platforming to do in this part, so... those aren't gonna work there, dude. Sorry. Yeah, remember those grasshoppers from Mega Man X2 that jumped on your head and controlled your movement? Well, they got a little bit tankier in this game. They no longer jump on your head and control your movement. Alia does that instead by interrupting you all the time. But this device here is a gravity device, so if you pop into it, you end up on the ceiling. So, that'll be interesting. Let me just get underneath that. Wow. Gotta watch these guys. Ooh. Okay. Actually, that wouldn't have hit me anyway. So yeah, and I gotta be a little careful of these Sigma things here, too. Okay. Okay, well, I got hit by one. I think I want to go back into one of these, actually. There we go. Get out of my way! There we go. Because if you go into one of these again, it lets you get on the correct part of the ceiling where you can get the health upgrade here. So I want to take a hit here. There we go. And then take a hit again. Okay, well, I did that wrong. But ideally, you want to take a hit while you're up there so that you can jump up and get the heart there. So. But I did it wrong. Which is, you know, no good. Alright, you're gonna stay up there. I'm gonna go this way. Bye, dude. I ain't got time to wait around for you. Or, rather, I'm just impatient, I think. Oops. There we go. Yeah, the plasma shot wrecks most things in this game, which, again, is why I think a lot of people will stick with that instead of trying to, you know, do it with the normal shot X. The plasma shot, incidentally, I think deals a little more damage than X's normal attack does. So it's, here we go. There we go. Thank you, bats. Only time you'll hear me thank them for that. Uh-oh. Go that way, get around it. Uh-oh. Yikes. Oh, okay, well, I took that Sigma to the face, but that's okay. Yeah, clearly you can make that jump. Yeah, you just need to take a hit so you don't hit the spikes there, that's all. Get hit or get good? That's the question. Yes, it is rockin' fun, and obviously I ended up getting hit, but I think I got good in the process, so. Alright, we're at the end of the stage. There is an armor upgrade here. It's not for the Falcon armor, though. This one is for the Gaia armor. In order to get this one, you have to use the Firefly shot along this little track for yourself there, because you can't just hit the door from the front. So it doesn't blow up. Let me just tell you that right now. So you have to use the Firefly shot, and I am not good at this. So let's see if I can do this. I need to concentrate a little. So sorry if I'm a little quiet here. Hang on, let me read chat. Does the computer allow you to write "get good" at least once correctly? Didn't know they made a Final Fantasy X5. Yeah, they've been doing a lot of sequels there, Dream. Yes, they have. And hello, Dream and Rockin' Fun. How you guys doing? All right, let's see if I can do this. Nope. You gotta be absolutely precise with this, or else, well, you don't. And I'm using a stick to move this thing, so that makes it really hard to properly move it. Ah. There we go. Not nearly as bad as usual. If you run out of Firefly shots, by the way, just jump into the spikes there because there's a checkpoint directly above your head, so you can just keep doing it from there, so. Well, you can do it with the D-pad, Todd, but because this is my PS1 emulator, it doesn't allow me to use both the stick and the pad for movement. I have to pick one, so, yeah. That's what I meant by the stick. You can do it without the stick, you can do it on the D-pad. So, sorry, that was a little confusing. This is the program for the head part of the Gaia armor. Analyze and upload the data in your main memory. You get 4 programs, you get the Gaia armor out of it. I don't know if the head part of the Gaia armor does anything, if I'm being honest with you. He didn't say that it does anything, but, well, you know. It's good, we got it anyway, so that's good. Reminds you of getting Super Sheep and Worms games. I have not played Worms, but I have played Snake, which is kind of what that basically is. It's a slow-moving version of Snake. There's nothing to collect, but, well, you know. Unless Worms is Snake, and we're just thinking of the same game with a different title. Maybe. You've always done it with the stick? Didn't know you could use the D-pad? Well, you can use the D-pad for movement normally, but like I said, I can't because I'm on a PS1 emulator, so I'm a little limited in my motion here, my frame of motion. Is this the headset for the unless spikes I don't chuckle arm? Yes, it is. So, yep. I don't know if that's what makes you immune to spikes. I'm pretty sure that's what the legs do, but we won't be getting the legs just yet. I will be getting all of the collectibles, though, in the stages, which you can do with X in this game, so we'll work on that in a little while. Worms was a game where worms kill each other with bazookas and explosive sheeps and napalm and stuff. Yeah, definitely not Snake. I'm going to choose to do a Dracula voice for him, so we're not going to be squeaking. I have been waiting for you. Hey, don't you understand what's happening? Who cares? In situations like this, everybody dies. Not only Mavericks, but also Maverick Hunters. But just to make sure, I'll kill you myself. So Dark Necrobat here is probably the easiest of the 8 bosses because he pretty much just moves around and he'll spawn bats that will come and attack you. He'll also swoop occasionally, but he's really not that bad. You got plenty of room to work with. If you're X, you can just fire at him like this. Zero can just jump up and hit him if he has the double jump or that sort of stuff. Uh-oh, he's sucking my blood! Let me out, let me out! There we go. I don't think the L and R buttons do anything in that case, but yeah, he's really not that threatening, if I'm being honest with you. He is immune to the plasma shot, but the plasma shot serves a secondary purpose because the bats that he spawns will run into them, so I'm gonna get hit there. That's okay. But he's really not that bad. He has a sound wave attack that I think he's using now, yeah. I don't think you can go through it. I think you have to go above it and then below it, so... But if you hit him during that attack, you can damage him and make him fall down. That stunned attack effect that he had there is the same stunned effect that he would have if you hit him with his weakness. And when you kill him, he's like, "Why, God? Why have you forsaken me? Blah!" It's great. Multiplayer game where each person controls Team Worm's various weaponry. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Does Migman have blood? No, I guess he's sucking energy rather than blood. So... He's sucking my life force out, which is just all kinds of wrong. Either boss 4 or 5 for you. Yeah, he usually ends up somewhere in the middle for me as well, to be honest with you. I usually don't fight him first. He is pretty easy if you fight him first, though, because all he does is fly around the room and then occasionally spawn bats. He doesn't do the sound wave thing, and he doesn't do the swoop thing if he's low level. So, Super Sheep, when you discovered it, was basically how to kill yourself in 2 seconds. This game in X6 confirmed that they have DNA, so... Yeah, I mean, I guess. I think it's still, like, life energy, though, so... I don't think it's blood. Anyway, what level was he? Was he 9? In that case, we might get a plus here. Yeah, okay. So what happens when they're above level 8, I think it's actually 8 or above, though, is you get access to this plus meter here. Now, what the plus does is, in addition to the life or energy that you take, it will also give you a part that you can equip later on in the game. So in my case, I still want to take life, but I'll also get a part after 2 missions. So we'll get the life next mission, and then the mission after that we'll get a unique part. And the part changes depending on whether you take life or energy. So we'll go from there. But yeah, for defeating him we get the Dark Hold, which is time stop, basically. And the head part for the Gaia armor. We got a fuel tank for the space shuttle. That's not important yet, but, you know. Someone explained to me why the bat praised the sun at the end, because bread. I mean, I don't know. Well, like I said, I like to think of it as him looking at the sky and being like, "God, why have you forsaken me?" But, you know, I don't know if they even believe in God in this game, so. With regard to Dark Dizzy, Sigma created him as a maverick 3 years ago. I wonder what Sigma was up to. Did you find anything underground? A fuel tank? Alright, I will dispatch a team to pick it up. You return to the Hunter base. That fuel tank will be useful later if we need to. Well, I won't even say if, because the likelihood of us getting the Enigma cannon to work is next to nothing. When we have to use the space shuttle later, it'll be useful for that. So, but for now, we don't need to worry about it. Instead, let's keep going with these Mavericks. Because we didn't get any parts yet, right? We don't get them until we get those pluses, so yeah, nothing for the parts yet. Alright, next person I want to fight is, this one. Yep. So let's go inside. I'll show off the mini-boss in this stage at a later, probably next stream. We're not going to worry about it for now, but so we'll be going the bottom path as we move on our route towards Burn Dino Rex, also known as the Matarex. Yeah, still not a fan of these Guns N' Roses names. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people like them, but not my cup of tea. Makes bread rain on our mortal heads, you magnificent golden orb of knowledge. I like the stage music here too. It's pretty nice. Yeah, Burn Dino Rex is way cooler. I don't know. Oh, I'm supposed to be reading this part. Well, anyway, yeah, the lava flow here is malfunctioning because the machines that are supposed to control it are malfunctioning, so, and also there's nothing here for the Enigma cannon. But, yeah, we should be fine. I'm going to jump through this part pretty quickly because these dino heads that are here can spit fire at you if they light up their eyeballs. And you really don't want that to happen, so... where's the life energy here? Okay, here it is. Because those fire pillars that they've got going on there will take 1/3 of your life off in a single shot. It is really, really bad for you. So, alright, let's get out of here before it starts again. Oh god, don't stand in X. Alright, we'll get out of here in a second once that stops. Oop, I did it again. See, there you go. There's 2/3 of my life gone, just like that. This is the stage that I have the most trouble with in terms of lag. No other stage on the PS1 emulator has this kind of lag and slowdown. I apologize for it. There isn't much I can do about it because I either can play with controls smooth as butter on this version of the game, or but have to deal with lag occasionally. Or I can play on the X Collection where the controls are like a second behind. So I'm sorry for the lag. There's nothing much I can do about it. Anyway, below us is the lava flow. We have to go through that part, and the lava will shoot off at fixed intervals, so it's manageable. I'll tell you that much. You just don't want to go down immediately, as Alia will tell you. You got to wait till the lava goes and then goes down. So we'll do that in a moment. You can see the lava moving as well. Like you can see the screen shaking, and then there's the lava flow. Once it goes away, we can jump down there. Now I want to jump down and quickly move to the left, because if I move to the left, there's an extra life there. There's a heart tank there. And if I do this quickly enough, I might be able to get through here. I doubt it because Ailey is going to interrupt me at every turn about talking about going ahead, but if I can get the tutorials out of the way, that'll be nice. But yeah, so see that shaded area below the platform there? We can actually hide in there from the lava, and we won't take damage if I can get there in time. Whew! Okay. Usually I don't get there in time. Usually Alia just talks and talks and talks, and she interrupts my flow, and then I end up dying, so... But we made it this time, so that's nice. You played 14 for 4 years with 1020 FPS, you used to frame drop. Okay. Flame drop. Freudian slip there. You need to get off that ceiling, man. He's trying to slowly float down to escape from the lava. Nope, not happening. Now we need the lava for this part to blow up this rock formation. I don't know how it didn't blow up previously when it was not on screen, but, well, you take what you can get. Wow, more lag. Yeah, this stage is notoriously laggy for me. I think it's like that for a lot of people. Too many particle effects, man. It's a cool stage, though. I like the concept of it. It's just... It might have been a little bit beyond what the technology was capable of at this time. Or they just didn't optimize it. It's not a wonder they didn't get CGI cutscenes into this game. The intro makes it seem like they're going to have CGI cutscenes in the game, but they did not get them. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh, dead. I caught the platform with my head. And now I gotta start back here. So yeah, this is the only problem with that part, is that there's no checkpoints. So if you die, well, you gotta do it again. It kind of sucks, but it's okay. I just need to not fight that grasshopper, that's all. I'm gonna stay here. I don't think we need to stay right here, but I'm gonna stay here. Better be safe than sorry. Excuse me. Yeah, about that. Good luck with that, dude. Peter's gonna be on me for animal cruelty to grasshoppers in a minute. Jeez. You can't break that with anything, not even like a, charged twin slasher. Nope, that doesn't exist in this game, so. Wow. The lag. It's too much. Okay. But it's fine. Most of the stages don't have those little spikes of lag, so. Excuse me, pardon me. Nope, not you either. Get out of my way. Oh god, let me move over a little. There we go. I don't need to duck here, but get used to ducking because in a moment you're going to have to, as you can see here. God damn it. Okay. Phew! Wouldn't Tunnel Rhino's weapon work here if we had it? Yeah, I think it would, honestly. So let's blow up that door. Don't you dare. Don't you fucking dare. Okay, good. I was waiting for that missile to come down and bat me, and then Because if you stand up in that case, you get hit by the lava and then you die. Doesn't matter if you have iframes or what. So, yeah, don't let that happen. I think Tunnel Rhino's weapon would work here if we had it, because that's what its purpose is to dig through rock that's really difficult to dig through, so. Well, this area is kind of like the Sea of Lava. The probe ride armor could probably endure the heat of the lava. So now you have to choose which direction you go in. If you go to the east there, like if you just go straight forward, you can go that way and you'll fight a mini-boss, and then you can end up near the end of the room. If you go down, don't worry, even though the right armor doesn't have a little closed helmet thing, you won't die, even though your head is exposed. You can go through the lava flow, and then you can pick up something else. So we're going to go down first. Just as long as I don't... what's it called? Yeah, and you can't take the right armor with you if you go to the right, so you have to pick. Choose wisely. I'm going to get the part that we can get, though, here first, so we have to go down in order to get that. I mean, I guess you don't have to go down, but... See, my guess is that there's like an energy field or something over Mega Man X's head here that allows him to survive in the lava, even though there's no, like, canopy on this right armor. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but, well, whatever. And in this part, remember that trick I told you about charging up the saber in the last game? In this part, it's pretty useful, because there's a lot of enemies just, you know, in a straight line, so... Thankfully, there's no bottomless pits to worry about here, so you don't got to worry about doing perfect jumps. We do have to do a perfect jump in a couple of seconds here, but it's not that big of a deal. Just don't take too much damage with the right armor, because if it starts exploding, well, you have nowhere to go. Okay, path divides again. You can jump up here and then end up on those ropes, and those ropes up there will take you to the boss. But I don't want to go there just yet. I want to go down here first. Gotta make a bit of a perfect jump here because this kind of hits you in the head, which is not good, so let me see if I can do it. Okay, good. That's only the first of a couple of perfect jumps we have to make, though, because here I have to jump up so that X is completely out of the lava and then jump out of the right armor. Little tricky. Let me see if I can do it. Okay, didn't do it that time. It's really hard to do with the stick. I think it's easier to do with the D-pad, but with the stick it's really hard, so... Yeah, see, if you're not completely out of the lava, you just blow up, so we don't want that. Playing the Zero series makes you hate how slow and restricted the Zero gameplay is in the X series. Yeah, the Zero series kind of gives you a lot more freedom of movement. I almost just died right there. Yeah, the choice is yours and yours alone! You get a lot of options in the Zero series, and it's basically they use the Zero series to kind of expand on Zero's moveset quite a bit, so I can appreciate that. We'll get to that eventually. Well, see, that's what happens if you don't make that jump correctly. Ha! Gotcha. Yeah, that charge move is really handy for this section because you don't really have very far, like, many places that you can go otherwise. Oop. Yeah, just go slow. You don't gotta go too fast. Just take your time. I mean, you can go a little quicker if you want, but... Oop, okay. Yeah, gotta do this jump perfectly, so we'll see if it works. If I die enough times doing this, it may actually lower my rank because I will have taken too much damage in the stage, but it's not that big a deal. Okay, didn't get it that time. And yeah, you got to deal with that bat every time if you don't do it right. Okay, I got it. Cool. Whew. Just going to take the hit there. And there we go. We can get another Gaia armor part. This is the program for the ARM part of the Gaia armor. Analyze and upload the data, main memory, secure area, get the 4 programs, you get the Gaia armor. With the ARM part equipped, you can attack with the Gaia shot. While the range of the Gaia shot is short, it's powerful, and it can neutralize the enemy's energy bullets. Also, you can break a certain brick with it. There are bricks that you can find that are only breakable with the Gaia armor, and we will be taking care of those eventually, probably on the next stream, because this one will pretty much be doing all 8 of the Mavericks and then collecting what we can collect with the Falcon armor. I think. We should have enough time to get to all of that. Okay, I gotta jump out here. Okay. Might be able to... Oh, God! Get me out of there. Alright, that's fine. I'll take a hit. Take another hit, and go. I hate that section because those bats come from the ceiling and you can't see them until you're already on this platform. I probably should have just used a fully charged crescent shot, though, now that I think about it. It's a tricky little section, and if you fall off of those ropes, well, you're SOL, so... Still have your old Z1, Z3, and Z4 cards, never owned Z2, so the collection is a blessing in disguise. I have the collection on the DS, and I think that might be the one we'll play when we do the games. I'm not 100% sure about that yet, though. Might get them for the Game Boy Advance instead. In the X Series, Zero stops moving if you start attacking. All the special abilities make you stuck in somehow long animation. Yeah, and he's a lot more fluent with his motion in the Zero series, which is pretty helpful, so... Alright, let's take on Burn Dino Rex. He's actually going to be pretty tough because of his level, so we'll see what we can do.
Maverick Hunter, the ones who bring death to Reploids. So, you came here to kill me? I'm ready anytime if you want to fight me. Soon the Earth will be destroyed. There's nothing to do now but fight. To the death!
See, I use that intimidating voice for him, but when you see his death animation, well... he's slightly less intimidated. So yeah, he'll shoot out ground fire, which will go in different directions when he shoots it. And, so yeah, you see how the little flames are charging off of it there? It can go all over the place if you, well, do that. He'll go up on the walls and shoot ground fire at you. I'm not very good at dodging that one, honestly. There we go. But he's very mobile for a big guy. That's the thing. It kind of throws people off. Eventually he'll start doing another move where he does... Okay, that's what the move is. He'll do this, he'll fly across the ground. Now, if he goes horizontal when he does that, he will actually... Okay, here it is. Do that, where he'll create flame pillars on the ground and it will hurt you. Okay, I gotta be a little careful here. There we go, got him. You can't really see his death animation, but he... I almost want to say he T-poses with his arms down, basically, which does not assert dominance. Not at all. But we got him all the same. Phew! I need to go someplace cooler. This lava is heating me up. Zero series, you can swing a sword while running, and most of his weapons are based on mobility. Like in Z3, this weapon allows you to bounce on enemies' heads. Nice! Nice. Yeah, that's definitely helpful then. Hey, we kept our rank through that stage. Nice. I usually lose a rank there. Stage is cancer. Not one person will convince you otherwise. Yeah, I mean... I don't like it, per se. I don't mind it, I guess. I tolerate it, but it definitely has its problems, that's for sure. Especially in my case, where it's like, I gotta do this with the stick. It's like, okay, come on, guys. I just... having enough trouble. Okay, this is the stage that we want to take weapons and energy plus. It's the only one with X that I recommend you doing that. With Zero, there's like 2 or 3 stages where you can do this, but with X, this is the only single one that I say do it. We get the ground fire and the quake blazer for this, and now we can go back to Shining Firefly stage and collect up the EX tank. But we can't do that just yet. We got a life up out of it as well. We're relieved to know that the damage caused by the virus is minimal. Also, we've found several weapons. Among other things, I'm sure the booster engine will be useful later on. I wonder if there's any connection between the virus and the damage to this area. But you have little time to investigate. Evacuate before you get sucked into the lava. Excuse me. I didn't know lava could suck you in. That's horrifying. Jesus. Alright. Let's do that. And 4 Mavericks down, 4 to go. I don't think this game is necessarily longer than the previous games. It's just that there's more dialogue to get through, so sometimes it feels like it takes longer to get through. We still haven't gotten a part yet, so instead of going to the parts menu, let's go over to our next stage, which I think is Spiral Pegasus. Let me make sure. Yes, next stage is Spiral Pegasus. And if you want to, you could come here first because you can get all of the important parts here, like with no upgrades, basically. This stage, Burn Dino Rex's stage, and Dark Necrobat stage, you can get the important parts, aka not the Gaia armor parts, without any upgrades. So it's a good stage to go to first if you want to. If you're feeling like you're having a little trouble, anyway, you can collect up some stuff to give you a little edge, basically. Felt like X5 and X6 have the same problem, but X6 gives you more tools to mitigate those issues. We're not exactly too far off in our opinions then, Rockin' Fun, because I kind of feel the same way, to be honest with you. I'll explain more about that when I explain my end game conclusion stuff for this game, because yeah, I honestly, I guess I could say it this way. I kind of do like X6 a little better than X5. I know that that's kind of blasphemic, because a lot of people are like, X6 is the worst game in the game. By the way, Spiral Pegasus, or X6 is the worst game in the series, but I don't know. I feel like this game, as a finale to the series, didn't do a good enough job, but I'll explain more about that when we actually get to the finale, so let's not spoil that yet. The Reploid Air Forces has also been infected by the virus. It's too dangerous, and it's not worth the risk. You should leave the area as soon as possible. Well, if I had an escape option, I would, Alia. Wait, I'm picking up something on the sensor. There are survivors. Rescue them and help them escape. Okay, well, at least we have some reason to be here now. Wow. Darn, someone has set the bombs. So these bombs have 5 seconds, well, it's not even seconds on it, as you'll see in a moment. But you do want to destroy them, so let's do that. If you let them blow up, they deal damage to everything in the area. The enemies still live, I think, but it deals like a third of your HP in damage, which is not very nice. So we want to take care of it as quickly as we can. And I actually have a tool for this. Let's see if I can use it. Okay, here we go. A tool to make this a little easier anyway. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, those guys give you, like I said, an extra life if you do that, so... Time stop! Okay, I time stopped at the wrong time. Damn it. Oh, I still got hit. Never mind. Okay. We'll keep the time stop for later then. I was going to time stop to make it easier to get that before it blew up. I probably should have used it while I was down on the platforms, but that's okay. Wow. Bit of a lag spike there too, huh? Now you don't want to go up, scroll the camera up too quickly here, because the missile is actually directly above me, so... Yeah, very good music there, Dream. Thanks for the bit. I appreciate that. Okay. And 3, 2, 1. Time stop! Okay, and there you go. Now we took care of the bomb. No big deal. Yeah, the Darkhold is kind of nice in situations like this where you're pressured into moving very quickly, so... Getting your gold badge back. Okay, yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate it. Now, hang on, let me see what Todd said, too. If you figure out a lot of stuff, X6 is actually an okay experience. If you charge in blindly like Kid U, you'll suffer. That is very true, yes. If you do charge in blindly, and if you play it like most of the other X games, I kind of feel that, like, the same way about X3 as I feel about X6, in that if you know the mechanics of how everything works, it's a much better experience. So that's pretty much echoing what you guys have said. So, I think this is the, right spot. Okay. So the elevator will break the platforms down here, part of them anyway. The ones that aren't, like, already partially broken will not get broken. I think there's an energy thing here, yep. And I want to quickly jump down here and get the weapon tank before the elevator blows me up. So I don't want to be under the elevator, obviously, when it, when it's coming down. And we can ignore the elevator for the rest, because here we go. Now, the Gaia armor part for this stage is actually directly above my head, but we can't get there without the Falcon armor, because the Falcon armor gives us the mobility to get up there. I'll show you how that works in a little while when we get it, but for now we can just go this way. Oh, hey Sigma. How's it going? Nice weather today. You coming to fight Spiral Pegasus too? If you are, you might want to duck. That's a lot of spikes right there. Oh, that's right. You're not affected by stage hazards. I forgot. I wish I had that power. That would be kind of nice. Well, nice chatting with you. I love that section. You just have a friendly chat with the Sigma head. It's like, well... It's great, man. Oh, Ailey's going to interrupt me, because I'm ready to jump up there. Yep, we'll take care of him. There we go. Let's get out of here before the Sigma head chases me. Now, on Extreme mode, those guys will actually jump off the platforms there and try to chase you down. On normal mode, they do not jump off the platforms, if I remember correctly. So, like right here, we're going to get a big ambush, and, well, I can take care of it, so no big deal. And there's the heart for the stage. I did eat a Sigma head there in the process, but it's okay. It's only a couple of points off on the rank, which really doesn't affect me at all, because as I said, I've made it so that you don't even have to pay attention to the rank. So, especially now that we're at the point where we get pluses for all of the bosses we're fighting for the parts, you don't need to pay attention to your rank at all. It's completely pointless now. So, you might want to duck. Good commentary. Thanks. We'll never understand why that Sigma head even I don't know, Todd. I couldn't tell you. It's not like it does knockback or anything if you're flying around with the Falcon armor either, so it's kind of weird. Other stages are wow, dual geek so goddamn useful. Yes, absolutely. I know exactly the one you're talking about, Rockin' Fun, and we will be using it there because holy shit. I cannot do that section without it, I'll tell you what. Anyway, here's the boss. Spiral Pegasus. Kind of reminds me of the Storm Eagle type of a deal. I didn't want to meet you in a situation like this. Not only this airport, but I too will be infected by the virus, and all will turn into mavericks. Therefore, my destiny lies in your hands. Before I've totally lost my mind, please fight me and make me accept my destiny. Something they don't tell you about Spiral Pegasus directly is that he was a member of the Repliforce before this. He's like one of the only members left. I don't remember exactly why he lived while the rest of the Repliforce didn't, but I don't know. Maybe he's like a remaining faction or something. But yeah, he will knock you around the stage with his horn there if you let him hit you. Well, it's more of a mohawk, really. When he does this section, okay, we gotta watch, because he can knock us all over the place when he does that. So you don't want to get hit by him here. Because if you get hit by him while he's flying around at supersonic speeds like this, it knocks you even further than usual, and you just don't want that. Actually, I find the second section of the fight to be easier when he starts throwing these tornadoes, because you can just duck underneath them and shoot at him. He stands still for you, it's pretty simple. This is the part that's hard, though, because, well, okay. Okay, yeah, there you go. So he'll fling you pretty far if he hits you there. You don't want to... Gotta keep moving in this section. If you stand where the tornadoes will move, though, they get larger the farther that they move, so you got to be a little careful. But we got them all the same, so no big deal. Yeah, that section's a nightmare. It definitely is, for sure. You've done it twice without Darkhold. You will use Darkhold there. Yeah, I could never do it without Darkhold. It's really, really damn difficult. It's like playing the impossible game. So, this boss is the only one who doesn't talk shit about Zero. Yeah, everybody else talks shit about Zero when he's fighting them, and he's always like, I'm just gonna fight you, and they're like, what the fuck, Zero? Why are you being such an asshole? Maybe the Maverick virus has gotten to you, and he's like, ah, shit, they're right. And then he just says, you know what, fuck you, fight me. So... Usually go for him 7th or 8th, so by that point the thing happens and he can't talk shit about anyone. Yeah. I usually go for him in the middle somewhere, like with Dark Necrobat. When I get access to the extra parts, that's usually when I go after him, because his parts are both really, really useful, but you can only pick one, as you'll see in a moment. I actually want to pick life with him as well. Because I find the life part to be better than the energy part. The energy part is pretty good, but the life part is significantly better, I think. Just for X, anyway, it's better. Get the Wing Spiral and Wing Shredder for that. We get the Orbiter Wing for the shuttle. And we get energy up and the Antivirus Guard as our first part that we can get. What that lets you do is it lets you tank 8 Sigma heads in a stage before taking the danger status instead of 4. Not really all that useful, but it's alright. Oh, yeah, anyway, she's talking about the Repliforce members. The remaining faction apparently turned into Mavericks, so... Did you find anything useful? A device for the shuttle. Anything is better than nothing. It won't be safe there anymore. Come back to the Hunter base. So, yeah. Yeah, I guess the rest of the Repliforce became Mavericks. Sucks for them. But, yeah, the Skyver, aka Spiral Pegasus, is the only one of them that we see in this game, so, you know. I mean, even the whale talks shit about Zero. He does, yeah. It sucks for Zero. Speaking of which, here we go with Zero. Didn't know they were even different all those playthroughs and didn't learn that. That's okay, Todd. You have to experiment a lot with this game because it's like X3. There's a lot of different avenues where there's different things that can happen depending on who you take in, which weapons you use, blah, blah, blah. So I've been fighting the Sigma virus for a long time. It is the virus that causes all Reploids to transform into Mavericks. The most dreadful virus to ever exist. Why? I wonder why I'm not harmed. Instead, I feel energy growing within my body. What on earth is happening to me? I have a bad feeling about this. That's all of the report on Zero. Zero has fought Sigma several times. I believe he has the virus antibodies. That would be nice. Maybe we should extract those from his programming. It's possible. He doesn't react negatively to the virus. His power output is actually growing. For the most part, the body systems of X and Zero remain mysteries. I can't predict what will happen. I suggest you take measures. Keep this secret. I'll think it over. His power is growing with the virus. It's too dangerous to keep them loose. Please, at least do something about Zero before it's too late. So yeah, if you use Zero in the stages and you actually tank the Sigma heads that have been floating around, those virus heads, he actually does not take damage over time like X does. He gets moments of invincibility if he does that. So if you tank 4 Sigma heads with Zero, he gets the danger status, but he's invulnerable during the danger status. I can't show that because I'm not really using Zero on the stages with the Sigma heads, but yeah, if you use them there, that's something that you can take advantage of. You can tank the Sigma heads, and you can take advantage of the invulnerability. It still reduces your score, and by that I mean your rank at the end of the stage, because it still counts that against you when you get to the end of the stage, but it's really not a huge deal, I guess, so. Okay, we already got the Falcon helmet here, so I don't have to worry about it too much. Let's go back and start getting more parts for the Enigma. Excuse me. And this time we will actually make it to this boss, as we go here to fight Volt Kraken, also known as Squid Adler. I should probably turn on Rapid Fire, because I got to do the hoverbike section of Doom again. But we'll do that in a minute. Okay, here we go. So let's go down here and go here. There we go. That should make it a little easier. Now you don't even have to collect the orbs, though, which makes this section significantly easier. Oh, God. Oh, God. I didn't jump. Oh, that's terrible. I don't even have to focus here anymore, and I still died. This section sucks. Just gonna go. Oh God, I didn't realize what I had to do there. That was the wrong move too. Yeah, Reddy dies. I already showed that off Rockin' Fun earlier in the thing. I think it was right before you got here, actually, is when I did it, so. Yeah, I don't know. This section, it always messes me up for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, duck down and then dash. There we go. Now we're good. And don't worry too much about your life counter here. Something I haven't shown off here is that, you know how like I would go to stage selection when I get a game over and that would reduce my hours by 1? If you just click continue, 2 things happen. 1, you go back to the checkpoint you were at anyway, so the lives in this game pretty much don't matter because you just go back to where you were as long as you keep hitting continue. And 2, you don't lose hours in the process, so you can just continue ad nauseum until you beat the stage. It does affect your rank, but as I said, now the rank doesn't actually matter anymore, so we don't have to worry about that at all. I'm probably going to equip auto charge for the boss here, so just fair warning for anybody who doesn't like it. Yeah, probably be doing that. Yeah, let's go get that lab scientist. And we do, in fact, want to obtain a lab cartridge while we're at it, so. But yeah, gotta hit the lock, and if you don't hit it for long enough, it will totally just open up on you. Wow. Sure you're pointing that thing, man. You don't have to hit it with a charge shot or anything, just shoot it normally. And then catch up on chat. Yeah, Reddy dies. Yep, they're hating this section back there. It was pretty bad there, Rockin' Fun. Ride-bike sections are bad. Let you know every bit of that section, just find it meh. I don't know, I still have trouble with it even to this day, even though I know the whole section. I don't know if I know it by heart, but I don't know. Maybe I just don't practice it enough. Yeah, you gotta watch here, because that guy can shoot his shots straight up at you, which is kind of bad. If you want to hit these guys, they bounce the shots off of you if they don't have their little canopies open. But if they do have the canopies open, you can shoot them. Now, you have to duck to hit them. Well, actually, you don't even have to duck. It's easier to hit them if you duck that way. So now they're going to show you 2 locks. So there's 2 doors, and they correspond to the lock color. So here's the thing. Their shield is completely useless because if you just get that close, it just does that. And if you open both of them up, you can get through pretty easily. Gotta be careful though, because they do close up after a few seconds, so you know it's a little bad. Okay, that takes care of that. Let's move down. This section's a little bit of a bear because it blocks your shot there. Oh god. This is gonna come out. I'll wait for them to come out, and then we'll go again. If you wait for them to come out, they will go all the way back to their normal length before stopping, unless you shoot them. If you shoot them, they will stop, so... Honestly, I'm just sort of keen to just take the hit sometimes here. To get through a little easier. There we go. Lots of guys to rescue here, so you can get a lot of extra lives by rescuing these guys here. It's actually my favorite stage in the game to both fill up sub-tanks and get extra lives from. They sort of made it an all-in-one buffet here, basically, so it's pretty nice. Yeah, that's the only negative thing to the plasma shot, is with those enemies there, the plasma shot actually gets absorbed by their shield because it has a large hitbox. Kind of sucks, but, you know, what are you going to do? Oh, this section's a bear, too. I hate this section. Mostly because of the rope. Okay, there we go. Got it. Whoop. Glad you can't kill civilians with your shots, because that totally would have blown that guy up. Whoops. My bad. Oh. I should just leave. I'm just gonna go. Get me out of here! There we go. Okay. So you remember how Dr. Light was saying that there's special blocks that you can break with the Gaia arm parts? I'll show you them right now. Because if you go up here, there's these special V bricks. Now, I don't know why they're V bricks instead of G bricks. You'd think Gaia armor, they'd have a G on them. But, yeah, you can't actually break those blocks with your normal shot. I can actually show you since this seems to be staying open. There you go. Not even the plasma shot will take care of it. Don't have a fully charged twin slasher, and there's spikes everywhere over there. So even if you did break those blocks, you'd have to contend with the spikes. So we don't have anything for that right now, but we'll get something for it later. Don't worry about it for now. For this lock section, I like using the wing spiral, because you can go like this, and then shoot this one, go like that, and shoot that one again. And there you go. Easy as that. Normally it's a little tricky to kind of maneuver to hit that both times, but yeah, not too bad if you have the wing spiral. So, alright, let me turn on auto charge. I just find it easier to have auto charge on with this boss. Actually, you know what? I'll do it after the scene with Vault Kraken, because otherwise it'll be charging up during the scene and it just gets all whiny and stuff. I don't want that. That's your main problem, X5. I feel like it's kind of a good game. If the game never does anything crazy, it's usually just the more boring meh, it's okay category. Yeah, I agree. And for a what was supposed to be the finale of the series, I think that's the thing that mostly puts me off to X5, is that it was supposed to be the finale. This is where you're supposed to bust out all the stops, man, and it's like, it felt like they didn't try, almost. So aspects you feel like this atmosphere you have in the 2 Stage of 4 is so damn cool. Yes, there are definitely aspects of the game that I enjoy. I just feel like the parts don't add up to a good experience because the negatives and the positives are about even with each other for me, pretty much. And I don't know, it just doesn't trip my trigger like some of the other games in the series do. At least it's better than X7, though. Holy cow. Squid Adler, will you do me a favor? This is how you greet me after so long? No nice to see you again, or I'm sorry. Not even a hello. How rude. You have not changed at all. I'm sorry about Launch Octopus. I wasn't referring to such an old story. You destroyed him because you are a maverick hunter. It's your duty, your mission. Well, I got fed up with the hunter jobs. That's why I quit. Not because of Launch Octopus. That's who he means by Octopardo there. I don't know what the translation team was thinking. Please, we have little time left. Give me the energy cartridge. You are free to take such a worthless thing, but what a simpleton you are. Even if you get it, you can't change the fate of the Earth. Every Reploid has been infected by the virus and become... Maverick. No, he's been infected too. Woohoo! Maverick Hunter, you will be terminated, just like you did to Launch Octopus! Hopefully I did that part a little justice. Have to add emotion to the voice acting sometimes, just a little bit. Alright, I'm going to turn on auto charge to make this a little easier. I just find the movement in this part to be a little bit difficult without auto charge on, so... Because you have to dodge Tri-Thunders. And dodging Tri-Thunders, well, there's a lot of bullets on the screen, that's the point. And it makes it a little difficult sometimes to do this without it. Now, he'll put that box on the screen there. Now, that box is actually normally charged. It does not have a charge to it, and so you can stand on it. Now, the projectiles will also stay on it if you let them. Sometimes he'll also do this to the floor, and it will electrocute the floor. If you have the hover parts, you can actually hover over it, so it's really not that bad. If he puts an electric box up, you can't actually stand on that one. I mean, that's kind of common sense, but yeah, watch your head when that happens, because if you don't, you might, like, land on it or something like that. So, I might get him this time, and I might not. I'm not really sure yet. Gotta be careful, though, with your platforming here, or else things may get a little crazy. Now, this part, I think I just want to duck. Yeah, for that particular version of the projectiles, you do just want to duck there. Sometimes it does that, and it makes it really hard to dodge it, but oh god. Get me out of here. Okay, he's coming around to the... This is bad. Okay, oh god. Oh god. Okay, I got... Oh, that was so close. Oh, man. Woo! Couldn't have cut that closer if I tried. That was nuts. I don't know. He's the one that I find the busiest out of all the bosses. It's not necessarily the hardest one. It's just there's the most going on the screen at the time, so it's kind of a little crazy. But I didn't get a rank up out of that jam. I just won't find as much enjoyment in it as much of the other games in the series. X8 makes a better job for a finale. Yeah, I never played X8 because I don't like I like X7 so little that I never actually invested time in X8. I really should play X8 for the stream, but I have to play X7 first, and well, you'd have to goad me into that one. That kind of isn't really a good idea. Here, let me catch up on that. Wish you knew what happened post X8 one in L4's game, especially since literally almost everyone is supposed to die. Yeah, that would have been nice. I know what happens in X8, so the playthrough would not be blind. But, yeah, it would have been nice to know the end of the Axel trilogy, but, well, yeah, it didn't, never happened, unfortunately. I mean, you never know with Capcom. They might, I mean, they just made Mega Man 11, so they may at some point decide, hey, we're gonna redo that, but, okay, we want life here. We get the Tri-Thunder for beating him, which is actually a pretty good weapon. And we get Buster Plus as a part of the thing there. That was the one we got from Burn Dino Rex where we took the energy, so... yeah, pretty good. Oh yeah, we're supposed to be talking about the energy cartridge here anyway. Squid used to be a hunter, but had become a maverick. It must have been hard for you, even though it was your mission. Let's restore the peace for him. More for everyone else rather than just him. Yeah, nailed it. Couldn't have done that if I tried, I'll tell you what. Many people didn't play X8 because of X7, but it's a shame because X8 is tons of fun. Yeah, that's what I've heard, and that's why I kind of feel like I'm letting the series down by not playing X8 right now, but I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind in the future and we'll play X7, and I'll bear with it just to play X8. So, because I won't be playing X7 for any enjoyment, I'll tell you that much. And there will be several situations in X7. Actually, several is the wrong word. There will be a few situations in X7 where I will literally be muting the game audio because it's just that bad in some sections. And if you've played the game before, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, just know that I'll be sparing you a great tragedy. Anyway, emergency. Dynamo has come back here to attack. What on earth does he want? Well, doesn't matter. We have to fight him. Yeah, because he could do some bad things in the Enigma Cannon if we don't. Okay, Dynamo 2 versus Baseline 0. Let's see how this goes. I think we can get him. We have his quote-unquote weakness. I think we'll be fine. He has a lot more moves in this version, though, so we gotta be a little careful. I may have to practice just a smidge with this one. Like, I may take a couple of lives to beat him, and that means we may end up not being GA rank. We may end up back at SA rank, but that really doesn't matter to me, so no big deal. And we have plenty of lives to do it with, too, so. Nice to see you again. Did you miss me? Stop pestering me, Dynamo. I won't allow you to escape this time. You can't retire me no matter how hard you try. I'll give you a little advice. You, Sigma, everybody is always too hot when they fight. But not me. I am the coolest and wisest of all. If you can't understand, then I'll just have to show you. Come on and fight me. Yeah, I don't know why you can't kill Dynamo permanently. I don't think they ever tell you exactly why that is. Really hard to dodge that section, but you can dodge the last two sections a little easier. He'll use 2 of those energy projectiles now, so stay on the ground, jump again, and then attack him. It's really not too bad. But yeah, there you go. There's the little section there. Oh, I went the wrong way! It's okay. We're fine. We're not fine. Ha! Gotcha. Again, couldn't have cut that close. Or closer if I tried. Yeah, Zero is really squishy if you don't give him life upgrades in this game. He also needs the shock buffer part to really make him decent because he doesn't get armor upgrades, but we can't get that part because I fought Crescent Grizzly first. That is the life plus upgrade you get from Crescent Grizzly, so if you are playing with Zero, you want to save Crescent Grizzly for later just to get that, so. So, you are strong. I fought seriously this time. Anyway, I'd need 9 lives if I stuck with you. So I'll leave. No more games. Not until the next one, anyway. You should think about your future too, or you'll die someday. I'm getting out of here because I don't want to die right now. Adios! Or as he says in the Japanese version, Jane! I'll never get enough of Zero's victory theme. It's so good. Even though it's just a little bit of music, it's so good. Always forget about Dynamo, yeah. he kind of pops out of nowhere, doesn't he? But yes, so for defeating Spiral Pegasus, 2 sections later, if you picked life, you get the jumper part. My favorite part in the series. Because there's only 2 games that actually use parts, at least from my understanding. I don't know if X8 has parts. So, but yeah, jumper is really, really good because it increases the height of your jump. And it makes it so that X can just, you know, basically jump as high as Zero can in most cases, which is, and that's including Zero's double jump. It makes Zero's jumping, like, insane. Like, you have so much recovery when you use Zero with jumper. It's ridiculous, man. But, yeah, we'll make do with that in a little bit. Kind of never see him again. Yeah, in X6 he is optional, that's true. And it's kind of a shame because I feel like he would have been a good, like, a good sub-villain for a recurring villain, you know what I mean? Then they could have, like, melded him in or something, like, pitted him against, like, Vile or something later in the series. He was a good sub-villain. I just don't really... I feel like they wasted his potential because you only see him twice in this game, and then he's optional in the X6, so... Yeah, I don't know, man. Alright, let's start equipping parts. Now, I have Buster Plus, so I'll equip that for now. I probably won't use Buster Plus all that much because there's another part that I usually prefer over Buster Plus. And we should be getting that one in just a little while. But yeah, with, let's see, so with the 4th armor for X, with the Falcon armor for X, and, yeah, that's it. So with the 4th and the Falcon armor with X, you can equip 2 parts. If you're playing as just base armor X and 0, you can equip 4 parts. If you have the Gaia armor, you can equip 0 parts, which is a shame because the Gaia armor is already really busted. If you could just equip like a jumper part or something to mitigate its weakness at jumping, it's really bad at jumping. And it's really slow too. It's still really good, but if you could mitigate those, I would have no need for the 4th armor because I'd just be going for the Gaia armor as quickly as possible, so... Alright, well, the Enigma Cannon is almost ready now. We've got 68% on our chances. And in a moment, we'll have the last part, because the next section we're going to go to is Tidal Whales Stage. So, this should go pretty well now that I've got a bunch of life energy, and the plasma shot will really help against the sub-boss here. But we'll find out about all that and more in just a moment when we fight Tidal Whale, also known as Duff McQuailin. I don't know, that just feels too much like a human name, you know what I mean? Dynamo makes me think that one boss in DMC2 because they both try to look cool, but they don't do much, so it makes them look funny. Yeah, that's the thing about Dynamo that I love so much, because he's too cool for school, man, but he really... he isn't really that threatening, which it's great. I love him. It's like Gilgamesh, basically, from Final Fantasy V. That's why I love him so much. I have to mash square here. Wow, it looks like the giant ship U-555 is coming right towards you. I don't believe it. It belonged to a marine museum. What an incredible influence the Sigma virus has. But so be it. To secure the sea, we have no choice but to fight against the U-555. Be careful not to get stuck on the complicated terrain. Okay, let's turn auto charge off so I'm not having a hemorrhage every time a cutscene pops up. There we go. Much better. The reason why I like the plasma shot here is because, well, there's these cannons on the thing, and it will deal damage to the cannons over time because of the plasma. So yeah, as you can see, there you go. Now the thing about that is it doesn't seem to be doing much right now, but if you hit them enough times, the cannons will blow up and they will not regenerate anymore. And that's really actually pretty important for something coming up in a little while. Because you want the cannons to not regenerate for the next section, so get out of here. Gotta mash out of that guy a little bit. They're just like the ones from X1, where they will grab you and they will hold you, and if you don't hit them in time, they'll blow up. Speaking of blow up, that's what this thing's trying to do to me now. It's trying to blow me up with a laser. We won't really get to see Jumper all that much in this stage because we're underwater, so we're already jumping high enough. But yeah, you'll see what Jumper does in just a little while in terms of how good of a part it is. How well of a part it is, yeah. All right. Slow down, MCR. Are you drunk today? I don't drink much, otherwise I would consider doing drunk streams more. I feel like it's like, I don't know. I feel like I'd have one drink and be like super tipsy if I did a drunk stream. Yes, this is a remix of Bubble Crab's music from X2, so if you recognize the track, it's a good track. I like this one too. So, I mean, Bubble Crab's track was really good to begin with, so it's kind of like, you know. Oops. The other thing about the plasma is that it will blow up the little robots that go with him, so it's, having the plasma shot for this boss is just a really nice quality of life thing, basically. It makes this boss way easier to handle. You don't have to worry about as many projectiles being on the screen at a time, so... I'll wait for the next section. There you go. XA brings back an old friend, and it's a really good comeback. I think I know who you're talking about, actually, and yeah, it is a good comeback. So... But if you thought that was it, ladies and gentlemen, well, no, it's not over yet. You have to fight this thing a total of 3 times, and that is literally basically the whole stage. Is fight this thing, okay, you're done. It's not a good, I don't know. This stage and Burn Dino Rex's stage are probably my least favorite in the game, because they just, it doesn't feel like you're doing anything, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, fight this thing again, I guess, fine. Now those missiles that it's shooting out will actually come down at whatever section you're standing on. So if they go underneath you, they'll either go up or down from you, and then they will go from there. Now you can drop down and kind of move a little bit on the stage if you, drop down a little bit. I don't know what I'm saying. Point is, destroy the cannons because they're a big pain in the ass otherwise. Otherwise you gotta do stuff like this to, not get hit by them. But with the plasma shot, you can pretty much just do this, where you just do one side, then the other. So. You can also use the wing spiral for this too if you want to use that. It does pretty good damage to these guys, as well as the Tri-Thunder. A lot of weapons do pretty good damage to these things, so... Just don't like auto-scrollers? Yeah, Mr. Comeback gets a stellar boss theme. I haven't heard the boss themes from X8, to be honest with you, so I can't really tell. Hey, Beirut, how's it going? What is this place? Are you in an old sunken ship? The U-555 is trying to escape. Well, good. Send it as far away from me as possible. It went deep in this direction. Follow it. I don't wanna. Okay, we'll follow it. Anyway, there's Jumper for you. Look at how... Oh my god. I get so much height on my jumps now, I get lag in the game from it. No, that's not supposed to happen, but yeah. Lots and lots of height on my jumps now with the Jumper part. It's so nice. It's a great... Another quality of life thing, basically. For these guys, I like using Tri-Thunder because it lets me pop them along the ground, and they're kind of tricky to hit otherwise with your shots. You have to kind of duck and do it, so it's not really that great. Unfortunately, I can't quite get up here, even with the Jumper parts. We'll need something else to get up here, and that's another reason why I don't like this stage very much. This stage is probably my least favorite in the game, for reasons I'll explain in a little bit, so we'll go down here instead. Now, this section actually has the body part for the Falcon Armor. You can have the full set of the Falcon Armor if you get it. The problem is that, you know how there was that one block of wood in Shining Firefly stage where you could break it with ground fire? You can't break this one with ground fire, even though it's a block of fucking wood! Sorry. I have a small aneurysm every time I get to this section because it's like, this is a block of wood. It is flammable. But yeah, you actually need Tidal Whale's weapon in order to shoot it underneath this block of wood to blow up the bomb that's behind the block of wood to blow it up, and then get the Falcon Armor part. So you need to visit this stage not once, not twice, but 3 times total to get every single piece of equipment that you can get in this stage. And you have to fight the U-555 every single time you come here. Thankfully, you don't have to do this third section where you fight it again every time you come here, but it's a gigantic pain in the ass, and it's why this stage is like my least favorite in the game. It's just, ugh. I hate backtracking in video games enough already, and you're gonna make me backtrack 3 times to get what you want me to get in order to do this. It's like, if I wasn't doing a full, like, all parts playthrough or something like that, I would not be doing that. It's just, bane of my damn existence, man. Anyway, yeah, this section's not too bad. It just scrolls up. You can fire off a shot to break these things in multiples. The actual part that you want to take down is this shielded part, but you can't hit the shielded part just yet because there's a generator that's keeping it up. So until the shield generator is taken care of, we can't do a whole lot about that. We'll take care of it later, though. It's not a big deal. You know, I could also use the Tri-Thunder here. It would probably do decent damage to these things. I don't know. The Plasma Shot seems to deal enough damage as it is, though. And you can destroy the entire section of turrets in one shot if you're slick. So... So yeah, the generator's that blue thing, and if you take that down, you can, what's it called? You can damage the actual, the power generating part of the ship. So just jump around a little bit, and eventually you'll get it. But yeah, you usually want to wait for your plasma shot to dissipate, the first one anyway, before you shoot again, because if you don't, well, you don't deal as much damage to the thing, because it kind of absorbs your shot, really, if you just don't do that, so... Alright, there we go. And as a last-ditch effort to kill you, if you stand on the ship for too long, it turns into a bottomless pit, and it kills you. So don't do that, because then you have to do that whole section over again, and it sucks. So... Yeah, mad hops now, yeah. Oh, he gets his own boss theme. Themes in X8 is good, but not too good, but he gets his own. Nice. Yeah, scrolling this level is really slow, hence why we all hate it, pretty much. Yeah, I bet speedrunners love this level. Oh, for sure. It's probably the reason why the speedruns for X5 hover at around an hour instead of like 45 minutes, because they have to do this entire stage. Especially a 100% run. Holy cow. Actually, I think that's normally an 100% run is about an hour and some change for this game, if I remember right. I remember seeing somebody playing the game with 0 and doing it no damage in like 38 minutes, which is impressive as hell. But anyway. Oh, welcome, Captain X. I'd like you to let us use this ocean, since it's the nearest to the Hunter base. Couldn't you have just gone to an ocean that didn't have a Maverick in it? Just a thought. We need to produce large amounts of hydrogen. Do you intend to use it for nuclear fusion? So then you are going to use the good old Enigma. Yes. If you know that, then please cooperate with us. X, I'm a man of the sea. And I will not allow you to use my sea freely. You might think I'm stupid, but you'll have to fight me. I understand. I accept your challenge. Well, that's some fire we don't normally see. Nice. I like it, X. Have some chutzpah for once. There's your SAT word for the day. So Tidal Whale will put out these ice block projectiles. He will shoot out a little gel shaver, and then he'll start sucking them back in. It turns the platforms into a different thing, though, when he sucks them in. It basically turns into a little obstacle course for you to do. I kind of like this, though, for his fight. It's unique, you know what I mean? It's a little difficult near the end of the fight, which is coming up in about 2 seconds, because when he gets into desperation mode, he'll jump away from the fight to the other side. Now, what happens here is that he shoots these ice blocks in an attempt to hit you into the spikes. Now, what I like to do for this section is I like to jump, and as soon as he raises up, like, I did it very quickly there, so it's hard to explain, but let him shoot the projectiles on the ground, jump. When you see his sprite start to rise, let go of the X button so you fall. If that happens and you're a decent distance away from the spikes, like here, you will never get hit by the ice blocks in such a way that you will end up on the spikes. So there's another pro tip for the day there. Yes, it can be very brutal if you're not careful, but yeah, that's my pro tip. If you can do what I said there, you'll probably be okay. So it's very brutal. I'm surprised I didn't get a rank up for that one, but I think the rank difference between A and SA is really significant, though, so that's probably why. Yeah, bad stage. I hate the stage. I like the fight, though. Good fight at the very end, so. I don't know if you guys could hear that there, but there we go. John, thank you for the resubscription. 10 months, man. You, sir, are Deca Chromatic now. Thank you for resubscribing. I appreciate it so much. And he said, yes, almost at the year mark. Keep up the hard work, man. Sorry, the automatic voice there is at the same volume as my my game volume, so the game kind of drowns it out. But yeah, thank you, John. Appreciate that. Stay Deca Chromatic, man. I think I just want life from this one. So, but we get the gel shaver, we get some hydrogen, and here's the part I actually care about, the quick charge part. Very nice part, I like it a lot. We can produce hydrogen from this ocean. If only the Hunter base worked, then we wouldn't have to take water from the ocean. Now please return to the Hunter base. You have another mission to complete. Yep, because there's one more Maverick we'll have to defeat after we see if the Enigma will work. So kind of neat, especially if you compare it to other Mavericks. Yeah, it's definitely more interesting, I think, than some of the Mavericks you fight. So yeah, 10 months, man. John's on the ball with that resubscription. I appreciate it. Thanks a bunch, man. Thanks for supporting the show. At last, the Enigma has been completed. It's old, but we reinforced it with some devices. It should work fine. Yeah, alright, Douglas. Well, we're ready. We can fire it whenever we want, and if you go back to the stage and you haven't beaten 8 Mavericks yet, you will fire it, because it just makes you fire it. The time has come at last. We are going to launch the Enigma. The fate of the Earth depends on it. The energy, the power, the angle, everything is clear. Alright, blast off! Cygnus, it's not a space shuttle, man. We have one of those. We're not... Just tell them Moonstone Cannon fire. Never mind. Alright. This is based on a factor of randomness. There's a percentage chance of it working, so let's cross our fingers. Did we make it? Did it crash? Aelia, give us the report. We have succeeded. The colony has been destroyed. Nice! We actually got the Enigma to work on the first shot. How about that shit? Although scraps from the colony will fall to the Earth, they shouldn't cause severe damage. That's kind of a lie. Basically, if you hit it with the shuttle later, it destroys 86% of the colony. So it prevents the extinction event that would have happened. There will still be severe damage where it lands, but you can clean it up, you know what I mean? You can clean it up with some work, but yeah. We barely avoided total destruction. The damage is significant. I wonder when things will be restored. We'll take time and repair the damages. Right. We have a lot to do before the Earth can return to normal. Yeah, we got a nice rare thing going here. That never happened to you, yeah. I feel like I get lucky sometimes on these streams with the Mega Man X with showing this stuff, so. No way. What is this reaction? What's up, Alia? I spotted the virus reaction, and it's a new one. The readings are like that of Zero. I mean, a Zero virus? It's like Zero, and it seems to have very strong power. The virus of the colony and that of the Earth have been mixed, and have produced a new virus. The Zero virus. Makes more sense if you hit it with the shuttle, because if you pilot the shuttle, Zero pilots it into the colony, and then he either lives or dies, depending on a factor of randomness as well. It's a lot higher of a chance of him succeeding, as long as you get all the parts, than with the cannon there. But, yeah, it makes more sense because then it's like, okay, Zero's already been there. In this case, he's never been to the colony, so did the Earth stuff, was that the Zero part of the virus? Is that why you're naming it that? It doesn't make much sense, but anyway. No, if it works, because if it does work, you see the CG where the laser pierces the oh, okay. See, I didn't notice that. That's a good point. Looks like it just collides. See, it happens so infrequently for me that I don't even see that stuff. Thanks for clarifying, Todd. Appreciate it. This is exactly the same reading. Should we call this the Zero virus? Well, this part now it makes sense because this was the same little thing that we saw when Zero was having his little monologue about the thing not affecting him. So, the scraps of the colony virus and the Sigma virus combined together? I wonder what's going to happen. Yeah, that music is really good. I like that, so. A new virus. Out of the frying pan into the fire. For the moment, we've named it the Zero virus. I'm reading a strong energy reaction from point 11F5646. That's quite a mouthful. We may be able to solve the mystery of the Zero virus, but it's very risky. What should we do? I know we can't escape, so we'll just have to fight it. Go for it. We must bring this to an end once and for all. So yeah, if the Enigma cannon works, you can skip straight to the Sigma stages without having to fight all the Mavericks in the process. We are still going to go fight Spike Rose Red, though, because, well, I want to, so we're going to go do that. And I'm collecting everything, so I gotta. I'm actually going to replace Buster Plus with Quick Charge. I like Quick Charge a little better in most cases. Buster Plus is nice if it's like you don't have an opportunity to really hit them that often. Like you have to do more platforming than shooting in a lot of cases. So I'll probably switch between these two. I'm going to keep Jumper on forever, basically, but yeah. Okay. Let's see. Kamikaze reduced by 0. That's some Hideo Kojima stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Okay. Well, anyway, so now the space shuttle isn't necessary anymore, but we're still going to go here in order to get the stuff here. Although this stage, along with Tidal Whales, is another stage where you cannot get anything from the stage unless you already have the Falcon armor. And since we don't have it, I'm just not going to get anything here. But, yeah, we'll still fight the Maverick here because I want to fight all 8 Mavericks before I go anywhere. So the plan is, after this, we're going to use the Falcon armor to find some parts from the other stages we've been to. But first we have to fight Spike Rose Red, also known as Axel the Red. So, wish they didn't use Hawaii Goofy nightclub music for the last little crazy lights everywhere. I don't know, Rockin' Fun. I kind of dig it, to be honest with you. I kind of like that by comparison. I get that it's not like, you know, fitting final music and everything like that. Like the music we just heard is the music for the Sigma stages for everything except the last Sigma stage. And it's fitting for a final showdown, but I like how bombastic the final Sigma stage music is. I don't know, maybe it's just me. It's just like, this is the last fight, go all out. You know what I mean? Yeah, Quick Charge is really good. I like it a lot in a lot of cases. I like it better than, like I said, Buster Plus in most cases, so. secret Reploid Air Forces facility hidden in the jungle. It's the core of the jungle which has been taken over by Mavericks. Perhaps things wouldn't have been so bad had we come here earlier. I don't know why you want to come to this area, but I'll navigate for you. You may still find something worthwhile anyway. So yeah, what happens basically is that if the Enigma fails, the Maverick virus that Sigma created spreads all over the planet, and it affects the dialogue that you get from the Mavericks that you fight as well. If you come here after using both the cannon and the shuttle, or once you've unlocked the Sigma stages, it also affects the dialogue a little bit. So yeah, it's important there for both of those cases. So, ha. Another thing that you can think about, by the way, is that with the plasma shot, you see how I'm breaking those shots there? You get the shot eraser as a part later on in the game from a different Maverick. I think Izzy Glow gives it to you, or Shining Firefly gives it to you as one of the parts you can get if you get a plus part from him. But the plasma shot kind of already erases most energy shots that I actually care about, so... Get why they use it, you like it, but it does work. Yeah, it's a subjective thing. I get it, yeah. I don't know, I like it myself, so... Yeah, we gotta use the vines again to get up here. Big pain in my ass, oh god. And that's why it's a big pain in my... Oh god, don't stand on the spikes. We don't have the Gaia armor yet, X, we can't do that. Okay, I'm just gonna hold on to a charge shot just in case I can use it like that. Let me get out of here. Excuse me, Sigma, I got an elevator to catch. And the elevator is my feet! These guys will shoot spiders and other projectiles at you. This one is a projectile, basically, and it shoots out from the ground super quickly, so you gotta be a little careful. They'll also pop up from the ceiling in random places. You can kind of see where they're going to come out from, but it's, I don't know, it's kind of difficult, because you have to kind of be really, really looking. Yeah, see there. So you gotta kind of stop a little bit. I find the easiest way to figure it out is, like, you see that thing up in the top that has the little wires up in the ceiling there, coming from that machine? That means that there's going to be a plant coming from the ceiling there. So, usually it lines up with that. I'm not 100% sure about that, how true that is, but that's the way that I found works for me, so. Should be a, yeah, that's what I thought. I'll take that, thank you. Wow! Climb down there, but watch out for that big... Oh, okay, so there is a hole below you. Okay, gotta be careful, because if you fall straight down, well, you die. There's also those Gaia blocks that we saw back at the beginning. If we had the Gaia armor and we got through that section, we'd be coming out right here, so... I think the heart is over there, if I remember... Whoa. If I remember right, I could be wrong. Yeah, make sure you're holding up if you take damage here, because otherwise, well... You won't make it. You'll fall straight into the pit and die. Yee. Be a little careful. Up there is actually the, I think the legs for the Gaia armor is up in that area where the spikes are. You can use the Falcon armor to fly up there, so we'll do that later. I always feel like it makes you feel the humanity and my friends are dead, Sigma. I challenge you to a dance battle to the death. Yeah, break a leg, Sigma, pretty much, yeah. Maverick is the ultimate form of go-go dancer. Oh, God. Now I can't unsee it. But yeah, in this section, those spikes will come up from the ceiling. Gotta be a little careful. I'm just gonna tank this and take this. Thank you. Bye! Yeah, Jumper lets me jump over everything in this section. It's really nice. And just like that, we're at the boss. See, that wasn't so bad. I almost feel like we've seen the stuff in the background here before, though. Like, that's the remnants, maybe, of the cannon from Web Spider's stage? I don't know. That's the impression I get, anyway. Hey, did you hear that? They say the Earth will be completely destroyed. Everyone is in a panic, I assume, and... Wait, that means we can steal anything we want, doesn't it? Anarchy! What a pathetic thief you are. Is that all you care about? Hey, we can work together and split the rewards. Or would you rather fight me? If so, I'll treat you. It'll be fun, because you look strong. If you lose, you'll be my servant. Now, let's fight. So yeah, dialogue changes, again, because we did, what's it called? We did the Enigma actually worked, so... So, Axel the Red here will shoot out these spiked balls all over the ceiling. You can actually fire at them to make them disappear. But usually you want to focus your efforts on the boss instead of the... that stuff. The plasma shot usually takes care of things for me with the spike balls anyway, so... I don't know, I find him kind of challenging, to be honest with you. It's weird. Wow! Uh-oh. Let me out. Yeah, don't want to get hit by his vines either. His vines can make things a little challenging. Just like that. I always forget that I have quick charge, though, so I can just do this. Like, see how fast that is? Those petals, I think, can hit you for damage, and it makes it harder to avoid him, but I usually kill him before they even get to the ground, so it's like, well, whatever. Yeah, I like that fight. It's just that I honestly, by this point, usually I kill him as my last boss. So by this point, I'm so strong, I can kill him so quickly, I don't get to really enjoy the fight, you know what I mean? So, it's alright. I don't mind it that bad. It makes you keep moving, that's the point. Ah, okay, we didn't get a rank up. Boss is actually quite cool, first because he looks really kind of sick somehow. I like the aesthetics of that one, I guess, too. Hate it because you did... That's probably why you hate it, Todd, because you did it base X, so... That can make things very challenging, that's for sure. And I think I want to take life with this guy as well. Let me see. Yeah, I want to take life as well. You didn't have the fourth... Oh, because you took Z-Buster out. Yeah, that's like a perfect storm, Todd. That all comes together to really make that tough, so... Sigma virus destroys even nature. Nothing in nature is completely free from mechanical devices anymore. By the way, we found the booster out in the jungle. We'll send it Hunter to pick it up, but we don't need it anymore. Anyway, your mission is complete. Return to the base. And they don't need it because the Sigma stage in this game is actually on the planet instead of up in space. I don't think they ever really say that specifically, but yeah, it's not in space in this game. It's not on the space colony anyway. I always, when I was a kid, used to think it was, or when I was a teenager when I played this game, used to think it was, but no, it's not. Okay, so now we don't quite have all of the Falcon armor just yet. As you can see, we're missing one part. So let's go get what we're missing. And then after that, we will, whatchamacallit, we'll go and collect up the stuff that we need the Falcon armor for, I think. Or, well, let's see, it's 650 now. Maybe we'll just get the... No, I should probably go into Tidal Whale stage twice, because I think I can skip fighting U-555 if I go in, get the Falcon armor, come back out, put the Falcon armor on, and go back into the same stage. I might be able to skip the U-555 fight to get the heart. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. Anyway, but that's where we need to go get the last part of the Falcon armor. So that's where we're going to go. Yeah, battleship spam. Exactly. Yep. We gonna sink them battleships, though. Yeah, you sank my battleship. Thinking on the same wavelength there, Todd. Alright. Let's take down this hulk of metal again. And then we'll be good. I would start singing it there, Beirut, but I don't think I have the best singing voice, I'll be honest. But yeah, with Quick Charge, we can take this part down even faster than before, which is quite ridiculous, because... Oh, how am I supposed to get that guy? Come on, game. There, that's a little better. Ah, there we go. Just gonna take the hit, whatever. Back, beast, back! Back, I say! You can actually move it back slightly, which helps a little bit with this section, because then it isn't as close to you when you have to jump down from the wall there. So, yeah, we'll probably keep Jumper and Quick Charge as our parts for the foreseeable future, I think. So, I like both of them. They're usually my go-tos when I use the fourth armor, and the Falcon armor for that matter. So. Yeah, that is a cool emote. No, I didn't add that one. That one I think is something that Twitch has at base. I forget exactly, but it's the octopus emote that's above Todd's head there, I think, if that's the one he's referring to. Never noticed it was a thing. Twitch has a lot of emotes. I do mean a lot, so... Yeah, that. Yep. Yeah, the only thing with this is that the plasma shot isn't quite as spammable as you'd think it would be in terms of doing damage. You do have to wait a little bit with the quick charge, but with other armor, it's pretty good because you can just spam it till the cows come home, pretty much. So I guess Buster Plus is better for the 4th armor because of the plasma shot, but... If they don't have iframes on your shots, it's good. If they do have iframes on your shots, then it's not as good. With the Falcon armor, though, they do not have iframes on my shots, so it'll be pretty good, so... Just popped it back into chat so you didn't see... Oh, okay, gotcha. Still not as good as Komodo Hype. Komodo Hype is pretty good, so the only one you know is Salt. Oh, boy. Yeah, maybe I'll use Buster Plus instead of Quick Charge for now, since I'm using the Plasma Shot. I don't know. I'll figure it out. We won't be using the Plasma Shot for much longer, though, because we'll be using the Falcon armor after this instead of the 4th armor. Not that much. I mean, we'll still be using the 4th armor. It's just I'm going to be using the Falcon armor to get all the parts that I need from here, so... Oh, okay, I guess I'll just tank that to my face. I guess I don't even need to use the walls, do I? I've got enough hops. I'll just stand in one spot. What, you want to respawn? I don't think so. Ha! Gotcha. Komodo boy can eat salt. Oh boy. It just works. But is it free real estate? Good question, Todd. That's the question. That's what everyone wants to know. Okay, let's get Tri-Thunder back out again. Ground Fire also works pretty well here, too. Most special weapons work against these little guys. If only, and I hate to say this because I already didn't like the punch that you get from the Triad Thunder in X3, but if only we had that, I could probably break that and ignore having the Falcon armor entirely, that little brick section that was on the ceiling there. Unfortunately, they don't give you the punch in this game because... what does Charge Tri-Thunder even do? Oh. Oh. Okay. Fair enough. I guess it keeps going. Wow. What does this do, fully charged? Does it shoot me straight up? No, it shoots it to the side. Okay. I've basically never used most of the special weapons in terms of their fully charged upgrades in this game, to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. Usually I don't have the 4th armor. Usually I have like base X and 0, and that's about it, so... But yeah, that's how you destroy that wooden block. I'm just as enraged about it as all of you are. This is the program for the body part of the Falcon armor. Analyze and upload the data to your main memory in a secure area. You have all the parts, now it'll be complete. With the body part equipped, the damage you receive will be less, but don't overestimate the part or you'll regret it. What does this do, fully charged? I'm so confused! Okay, it shoots ice blocks out, that makes sense. It's one of those ones you don't want to charge. It hurts trash mobs, but it's not super useful. Yeah, not like you get like an actual... You'd think you'd get something like the actual Tri-Thunder, but then again, I guess that's what the Crescent Shot is for, because you get a shield out of it. So, anyway, we're done here. Let's head back to Hunter Base and see if we can equip the Falcon armor and then instantly come back to this stage and not have to fight the thing again. If we do have to fight it, whatever, but I would be more appreciative if I didn't have to fight it, so... Ah, hey, nice. We got some parts complete. So we got Life Up. Super Recover is the one that we got from... Tidal Whale there, and that will actually help me with filling up my sub-tanks pretty good, so. And we got the Falcon armor completed out of all of it, so that's good. I gotta check, though, and see if you fill your sub-tanks from running into those robots that need help in the, in, like, Volt Kraken stage and stuff like that. I think they do, but I'm not 100% sure. So, we'll see. Anyway, so let's equip the Falcon Armor. We'll put some parts on it. It can equip 2 parts, just like the other ones. You don't really need Jumper that badly with it, because you can fly with it, as you'll see in a moment. So I guess we'll go Super Recover and Quick Charge with this one. Because I'm mostly going to be using it, like I said, for picking stuff up, rather than actually using it for stages, so it'll be more useful to use it this way. And straight back in here. Can we do this without fighting the damn thing again? Because if I have to fight it with the Falcon Armor, things are going to be... I'm going to be upset. We'll just put it that way. I'm going to be upset. Moment of truth. I am upset. I am very upset. No, I'm not that upset. It's just... Come on, I was just in this stage, damn it. Where else do we need to go after this? Let's see. Can I pause this? I can. Okay, cool. So yeah, this part, now that we've got the Falcon Armor there, we've gotten to the section of the game I like to call the Great Item Hunt. Because another section of X5's design that I do not like is that you have to go back to pretty much every stage in the game to pick up parts that you did not find previously. And I already hate backtracking, so this is like a nightmare for me. So, yeah, not a big fan. Other than this, we have to go to Spiral Pegasus' stage, Spike Rose Red's stage, and Burn Dino Rex's stage to get... We gotta get a heart here, the rest of the Gaia armor in those stages, and then I'm only going to burn Dino Rexes to show off the Dragon mini-boss. We'll probably do that next time, I think. So, anyway, I should use a special weapon for this, actually. I'm assuming this works okay because what's-his-face is actually, yeah, it's Duff McQuaylen's weakness, so... I'm assuming that the Crescent Shot works pretty good against this thing, but... There we go. Yeah, there's the flight mechanism with the Falcon Armor there. There we go. And yeah, you're invulnerable during this section of flight here with the Falcon Armor, so that actually really helps with dealing with enemies. Like, I could just run into this guy and kill him all day with it, so... It's kind of nice, actually. I mean, it's not that useful overall, but it has its uses. Hey, Conker, how's it going? Are you catching the end of the stream again? Kind of. Yeah, we're in backtracking hell right now. You're sort of catching the end. We're doing this and then a couple more things with backtracking, and then we're done. So it's sort of the end of the stream, not quite, but I'll probably be live for about another 15 or 20 minutes, so... Trying to still split this up into 2 parts, just like previous ones, so... I can't really show it there, but the Falcon Armor does have a pretty unique charge shot. Because as you saw there, the projectile actually passes through the enemy. This is the only armor in the game that allows you to shoot a projectile that passes through enemies, because it's like an arrow, basically. Your other shots will not pass through the terrain anymore, but the Falcon Armor's does. So that makes it unique, and it's actually a distinct advantage. The only problem, of course, is that the projectile is so freaking small that it basically does nothing in regards to fighting enemies with it. So, what would be best for this section? Probably the Spike Ball, actually. Not so much for damaging this guy, but more for taking care of the robots that come up with him, so... See, it does decent damage. I mean, not as much as the Plasma Shot was dealing, but I jumped too early. The point is, it takes care of the little mobs that are with him, and that's the only important thing. Spike Ball is actually really strong, though. It's got pretty good damage for just a regular old special weapon. I mean, it's a giant spiked mace ball. Like, what do you expect, right? I'm going to be missing it in a moment when I have to fight this boss in the second phase again, though, so... There we go. Got it. Hang on, I gotta catch up on chat, let's see. This is the game we learned that Dr. Lightlake's making one set of armor for combat and one for utility, but they're both armor, so why is one for combat? That's another good question, Todd, and I unfortunately don't have a good answer for that one, so... we do get a Giga attack with this armor as well, though. We get it shoots a bunch of the arrows that are his charge shots all over the screen, so it's not too bad. It's just, I mean, in this game it's actually pretty good because you get iframes on it. In X6 you do not get iframes on it, so yeah, not as good. Just got back from shopping after you just got back from school. Oh, okay, so you've been pretty busy today then, huh, Conker? Teach you Adobe Premiere so you can edit your suffering in all 5 layers of your gotcha. Hell. Yeah, I'd help you if I could, Todd. I'm not up and up on Adobe, unfortunately, so. I don't know if Tri-Thunder's actually the best for this part. Actually, this might be the best for this part, because I'm invincible when it happens. So, I mean, I can just, whoa, get stuck on a train. I can just do this, Casually be invincible. There you go. Missile me now! I don't really use the Falcon armor that much, so I usually don't get to take advantage of the flight mechanic like this, so it's nice being able to actually take advantage of it for once. Because it's kind of mindless, right? Like, you just kind of do this and everything dies, so. Tri-Thunder's kind of nice for this part, though, because the missiles end up above your head. So if you let them go above your head, you can kind of shoot at them without having to really worry too much about them. Oh yeah, and when you get to this section, I don't know why I'm going in the menu for this, but ground fire does work underwater, by the way, in case you're wondering. But if you get to this section, I'm going to do this. This works pretty well. For dealing with the missiles anyway. Not so much for dealing damage to the boss, but I guess we could charge it up. Oh wait, I can't charge it up with Falcon armor. Damn it! There we go. Really convoluted, and you have to go get about a gig of acids from your old PC. Ah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, Speedster is really good with the Falcon armor. You get it instead of Jumper, basically, and it does. It doubles the speed of your fly time. Or no, not the speed of your fly time. It doubles your fly time, yes. It's very good. And it's something that a lot of people overlook about the Speedster, which is why I said both parts from the Skyver are really, really solid investments. I just prefer Jumper because of the extra jump height, to be honest with you. So, hey, you learn something new every day about this game. So, this game does have, like I said, it has mechanics up the wazoo in terms of how much different utility and different things can happen in the game. So, yeah, it's crazy though. There's a lot to learn, and I learn something new every time I play this game. So, excuse me, I just don't like it as much as X3. That's all. Okay, so now that we have the Falcon armor, we can actually finally go up here. We can fly up and over the spikes. We can also fly through these spikes. So, I'm just gonna fly like this. Don't need to fly there. No, I don't want to fly there either. There we go. And yeah, you can get a heart from here. And I think, yeah, I don't know if you can get down from here. I don't remember how you'd get down from here anyway. I guess no, we can't really try anything, can we? Because I don't have charged special weapons. Maybe you have to use like Rikoha or something with Zero. So, oh yeah, Zero can break. Okay, so I was thinking kind of the same thing then. Yeah, Zero can break those, probably with like Rikoha or something. Got it. So that's how Zero gets that hard, is because he can break those. I would assume anyway. But we got everything we needed, so that's that. And this is the part that we get from Spike Rose Red, the Ultimate Buster. Basically, it makes auto charge a moot point because now you don't have to charge up. You just always shoot your fully charged shot. It's not as good as it sounds like it is, though, because there is a noticeable amount of time, recovery time, basically, where you can't fire off another charge shot. It's almost as much recovery time as Quick Charge is when Quick Charge charges up. So it's not as good as it sounds like. I just picked it because I wanted the life energy, pretty much, so. Yeah, it's a bitter 50-50 choice, unfortunately, so. That's how Zero gets to be better than X, yeah. That's how Zero gets more than, like, I think Zero can only get like 4 out of the 8 hearts in this game because the other ones are locked behind Gaia armor parts. Kind of sucks for Zero, but whatever. Anyway, let's see. Do you want anything else in the Falcon armor? I'm already full on E-tanks. So maybe Buster Plus instead of Quick Charge? Or maybe I should use Jumper. I guess I could use Jumper and Buster Plus. No, I'll use Quick Charge because Buster Plus isn't as important because it passes through the enemies. Quick Charge is nice because I can fire more of them. They don't have iframes on the Falcon armor stuff, so that's important to remember. Alright, where else do we go? We go Spike Rose Red. We gotta go to Spiral Pegasus. That's where we need to go. So let's go there next, and then we'll go to Spike Rose Red's last. And after that, we'll call it a day. I want to make sure I have ample time to fight the bosses in the Sigma stages, because I have a hard time with the bosses in the Sigma stages, to be honest with you. So even though we're going for almost 3 hours today, I think this game may end up being a stream that takes like 3 and 3, basically. Thank you. I honestly, I think it charges your E-tanks when you hit those guys. I'm not 100% sure, though. Ha! Gotcha. Just gotta be quick about it. I think the Falcon armor really wrecks those guys, though, too. It's almost basically like an armor-piercing bullet, basically. So it's pretty nice for dealing with big enemies like that. I honestly almost like the Falcon armor better than the Gaia armor in a lot of cases. I like both of the armors in this game. It's just, I don't know, I'm kind of partial to the 4th armor, really. All the armors in this game work for what they're intended for, and they all play differently, too. That's the important thing. It's not like you're using the same armors just with, you know, upgraded stuff. So, but yeah, don't want to be underneath that. Just a thought. Yeah, I think the bosses in the Sigma stages in this game are like probably the hardest bosses leading up. At least the first one, anyway, is probably the hardest boss leading up through a Sigma stage in the series for me personally. I don't know. Maybe I'm just bad. I don't know. Anyway, this is the program for the body part of the Gaia armor. Analyze and upload the data. Once you get all 4, the Gaia armor will be complete. With the body part equipped, the damage you receive will become less. So that's all that one does, just damage mitigation. But it's not too bad. It's pretty good anyway. I like the Gaia armor, even though it doesn't look like the parts do that much. I like the Gaia armor personally. It's probably, I don't know. I kind of like the Falcon armor and Gaia armor equally, pretty much. The Falcon armor is good for mobility, and the Gaia armor is good for pure damage and damage sponging, basically. For some reason you had so much trouble beating that one black ship with Zero. Yeah, it's hard. It's difficult with both X and Zero. I can imagine in Zero it is pretty challenging too, because you have to get right on top of the enemy in order to, you know, even do anything with it. But anyway, yeah, so we got everything we needed now that we got that, so let's get out of here. One more stage, and then we'll call it a day. Too bad going in these stages and then aborting the mission doesn't get me rank, because I'd probably have a rank out of that I just did there, but oh well. Alright, one more piece of Gaia armor, and then we'll call it a day. The only trouble I think I'm going to have is that I'm pretty sure when I quit the game and reload it for tomorrow's stream, I'm going to have empty sub-tanks, which kind of sucks, really. We might end up having to actually go to like Volkraken stage and fill those up when we boot it up. I don't remember exactly if it does delete your progress on the E-tanks when you reset the game. It's kind of a problem because I've spent the entire game building those up, you know what I mean? So, but whatever, we'll do what we have to. Alright, back over here. Falcon armor on. Let's get this moving. Have to go kind of far on the stage to do this one, but it's not too bad. Because now that we have the Falcon armor, we can kind of fly over a lot of the threats that are in this stage that you'd normally have to actually do something about. So See, like you can just fly right through these guys. Their projectiles don't mean anything because you just blow them up. You blow those guys up. And here, you don't even have to use the ropes. Another reason to love the Falcon armor. Don't even need to use the ropes, just fly past them. Like, see how fast this stage goes with the Falcon armor? Speedrunners probably actually love the Falcon armor because of how quickly it makes stages go. I'm just gonna run through everything. Sorry, I know it's. I could actually be fighting things, but I don't need to. So I'm just gonna not fight anything. Give me that. Oh, I can just fly right through those. I forgot about that. You'd think I'd take my own advice about the Falcon armor and just fly through everything, but apparently I didn't. So. Wow, that was a little close. Stay away from me, man. Okay. Alright, here's the part right here. I want to try to do this and that. There we go. Yeah, try to use the wall there first before going up there, because if you try to go all the way up there from the rope down there, it's tight. The timing is pretty tight, and you have to be really, really in line because those spikes have a bigger hitbox than you think. So, I'll give you another program for your armor. This is an armor prototype that I created a long, long time ago. I named it Gaia Armor. You're probably supposed to get this one first, actually, now that I think about it. Gaia Armor specializes in defensibility. It is very heavy and lacks mobility. You won't be able to use weapons other than, your Buster Shot. Still, it will be very useful because you will be able to walk on the damaged area. And by that he means you can walk on spikes with it. Also very nice. With this armor equipped, you'll be able to reach places that you have never been able to before. Use your armor wisely. And we will. Let's get the part first because we can't do it without it. What is a mechanic anyway? I don't know, Rockin' Fun. They keep talking about these mechanics in Final Fantasy XIV as well, and I don't know. When I'm on a DPS class, man, I just ignore them. What are mechanics? Okay. We're actually done here for now, because we actually need to return to the stage with the Gaia armor, or else we can't get the heart. If only we didn't have to do that. But yeah, Gaia armor's complete, so now we have both of the armors. What can we do with them in order to find all of the pieces and parts? And how will Sigma try to prevent us from, killing him, basically, once and for all, in the Sigma stages? You will have to find out on the next episode of Mega Man X5, the Stream Edition. And we will be finishing the game at that point because we've just got a few more collectibles on the Great Item Hunt to collect. And then we'll be heading in here to the Sigma stages. So, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream, and I will see all of you on the next one, which will be tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I'll also be uploading the schedule onto Twitter and Discord in just a little while here. It is going to be a 5-stream week next week, so we'll be busy for the rest of the weekend and then some. And once we finish this up, we'll be back to Final Fantasy XIV again, so we'll be playing Heaven's Ward. So, but yeah, until next time, everybody, take care and have a good night. Took many years to develop armor against spikes. We did it. Many lives were lost, but we did it. Yeah, pretty much. We have to fight for the people we lost in order to make this armor work. And we will. Next time.